Yep, Charlamagne the God.
Andrew Schultz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots, and this week's Brilliant Idiots podcast is powered by Squarespace, okay? Support for today's show comes from Squarespace. Whether you need a portfolio to showcase your work, a store to sell your products and services, or a blog to share your ideas, Squarespace gives you everything you need to make your next move a reality. Start your free trial today at squarespace.com and enter offer code IDIOT to get 10% off your first purchase. Now let's start the show. September 30th, right?
Yo, September 30th.
We at the Highline Ballroom, man. Go get your tickets. Where can you get your tickets now?
You can go to highlineballroom.com. You can get your tickets. Brilliant Idiots Live, September 30th. It's at the Highline Ballroom. We're also going to be in Milwaukee. Okay, Milwaukee is going to go down October 28th with the Milwaukee Podcast Festival. I got some shows coming up. San Diego, I'm going to be at the American Comedy Co. That's the September 14th through 16th. And in Chicago, I'm going to be out there in Chicago finally. Chicago's been asking for some shows. I'm coming November 4th through 7th. That's the Saturday through Tuesday. I'll be there. And then I got something special for November 9th. So make sure you just save that date. If you're in New York, November 9th, make sure that you check that out. Also, I just want to say thank you guys so much for listening to the Wester Bros podcast, man. We did a podcast about Game of Thrones with my boy Haney, Jack, and Marco, and I'm blown away by how many of you guys fuck with Game of Thrones and fuck with us, man. We got over like 110,000 listens, so we're going to keep at it. We're not going to be one of these podcasts that just talks about Game of Thrones when it's not even out. I think that's silly. But we are going to talk about some other shows coming up. I think the next one we're going to do is Stranger Things. So if you fuck with Stranger Things, definitely listen. If you haven't watched it yet on Netflix, it was the hottest show out at that time. So make sure you follow up, get a season recap from season 1, and then fuck with us come the end of October when that comes back. Then we're probably going to be doing the show Atlanta, and then Westworld when Westworld comes back as well. Matter of fact, I got in beef with the stars of Westworld on Twitter.
Why?
Because this girl, Rachel Evan Wood, who's a very famous actress, she tweeted that, I don't know if you heard, but James Cameron, the director of Terminator 2, the director of Alien, whatever, Resurrection, Titanic, whatever the fuck that other movie was, where Avatar, basically the most successful director in history, was tweeted something out that was very critical of Wonder Woman. Right? He goes, listen, I'm not saying the movie's bad, but she's an objectified icon. I don't get why Hollywood is celebrating itself about this, right? And then Rachel Evan Wood said, here James Cameron goes mansplaining to women how women should feel about Wonder Woman. And I took issue with it because it's like, how can you judge this guy's comments strictly based on his gender? I said he's not mansplaining. He's greatest director in history splaining. Furthermore, he's a director who's always featured strong women in his movies. Sarah Connor in Terminator 2 was not a sexual icon. She was a horrible mother. She was a piece of shit, really, but she was so fucking tough. And through, as he says, pure grit, he won the audience's respect, right? He was the one who made Ridley, or Lidley, I forget her name, in Alien. What? Ripley. He was one who made Ripley the lead in Alien, made her the focal point of the movie, right? He's Titanic. Kate Winslet goes from this wafy, privileged, typical woman to being this strong, principled one, right? He's constantly showed strong female characters. So if there's anybody that could have an opinion on this, it should be James Cameron. And to completely write him off because of his gender, I think is doing the exact opposite of what feminism is supposed to do in the first place. So we went back and forth on Twitter. And then Jimmy Simpson, the other motherfucker in Westworld, the other star, came at me as well.
So invite him on the show.
I had to clap on him.
Have him come on.
No, we're gonna have him. Well, I'm already blocked by Rachel Evan Wood, blocked. But yeah. So, but whatever. We're gonna have a nice little conversation about that. You know what I mean? We're gonna have a nice little talk when that thing comes out. So thank you guys for supporting us, man. If there's any shows you really like, you want us to talk about, if we fuck with it, we'll absolutely do that. We might do some one-offs for movies. I think I really want to do It. It was a huge part of my childhood. I couldn't even pee by myself for 2 years after watching It. So if
you're going to keep the name
Wester Bros
for all across all the different shows.
Well, it works for Westworld.
All right, but you can't switch it up now.
But we're not going to switch it up now. So Wester Bros is going to be for Stranger Things, going to be for Atlanta, is going to be for Westworld, going to be for the movies. Wester Bros is it. And if you haven't checked out the episode already, it's up right now. It's on the Brilliant Idiots feed, but also it's Wester Bros. We have our own SoundCloud page, so make sure you subscribe to that so you don't miss out on everything, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I ain't in the mood for none of this shit.
None of what?
None of it. Like, I just feel like...
you came in aggravated today.
Yeah, I am, because it's just so fucking much going on in the world. I mean, whether it's watching the Trump administration continuously show hate and prejudice towards groups of people, all of these motherfucking hurricanes, those are the things that are out of our control. Those are the things that only thing we can do is take that L and then try to rebuild after it. So, you had Hurricane Harvey hit Houston. You had, Hurricane Irma, which is destroying the Caribbean right now. My beautiful island of Anguilla that I love dearly got a direct hit. Category 5 hurricane, eye of the storm, hit St. Martin, hit Anguilla and other parts of the Caribbean.
Eye is the good part, by the way.
It's the good part?
Yeah, you want to be in the eye.
I thought that's the worst part.
No, it's the calm in the middle.
Are you sure?
Swear to God, yeah. That's why. Remember, there was
who told you this?
In the Perfect Storm. Remember, they say drive into the eye because the eye is where
the news is reporting that the eye that they're getting a direct hit and they're in the eye of it, and that's not good.
Really?
Category 5. I don't know.
Around it that's where it's strongest, but the center of the storm, it's actually neutral. Everything's spinning around it.
I don't know about that.
Anyway, go on.
But, then Hurricane Jose is right behind it.
I didn't know there was the Jose.
Yeah, and then it's just like, just dealing with all like the little fuck shit that when you really look at the bigger picture, it's like meaningless. Like I'm looking at the Jason Whitlocks of the world and I keep wondering, why do we keep feeding in the motherfuckers like this?
What, when he had the guy with come by with the
dressed like Colin Kaepernick with the afro throwing the black power fist up. It's like, you know why he's doing it. He's doing it for attention.
Yeah.
He's only doing it for ratings. Like, there's no other reasoning for it. Colin Kaepernick's not doing no interviews. Colin Kaepernick's not in the NFL. Colin Kaepernick, like, why you keep fucking with Colin Kaepernick? Especially when you're a black man, right? Even if you don't agree with the way Colin Kaepernick protested, you have to agree with what he protested against.
Right.
So why make a mockery of that?
What did he do? Because I'm not familiar with the story.
I just saw the picture.
Well, he's been doing a little sketches. I don't know why. That's why Fox Sports 1 is completely trash. Like, I don't want to watch Fox Sports 1 for sketches. The only people I've seen do proper sketches on any sports network is Michael Smith and Jemele Hill. They actually do creative, funny sketches. Okay. Like, why he had a white guy wearing a Colin Kaepernick jersey with an afro and a black power fist. Like, for what?
What was the sketch?
I didn't even see the sketch. I saw the fucking screenshot he posted online. He posted it on Twitter and he said something to the effect of nice of Colin to stop by today.
Yeah, I just saw the screenshot. I wish...
stop. Because you know what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to Jason Whitlock. He's going to get beat up by a white guy. It's not going to be a black guy. It's going to be a white guy. It's going to be because white people don't like cooning ass niggas. I hate to tell you this, black brothers that love to coon and go along to get along, white people don't even like y'all. Because why would I trust you when you sell out your own people? So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Jason Whitlock's going to be out somewhere.
Yeah.
Being fat, trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Flirting with a white girl. And it's going to be a white guy that says, you that suck ass motherfucker that none of my black people like. And they're going to beat his ass. And it's going to hurt his motherfucking feelings so bad to get beat up by a white man because that's who dick he sucks all the goddamn time. All right? So.
You really don't like Jason Whitlock.
I don't fuck with Jason Whitlock. I really don't fuck with him because he's like, he does things for no reason. Like, it's one thing when you got an opinion. If you got an opinion and a POV, I respect it. But when you just doing shit because you're reaching for attention, that's lame to me. That's whack.
Fair.
Now, then you got Ray Lewis.
Yeah, did you see that? That was wild.
But Ray Lewis keep acting like
Ray Lewis. So basically, Ray Lewis sent out I don't know if it was a tweet or he responded in an interview.
No, it was an interview.
It was an interview. He said that the Baltimore Ravens were about to sign Colin Kaepernick. And then Colin's girlfriend, Nessa, Nessa, tweeted out. Ness Nitty, shout out to Nessa, tweeted out the picture of. From Django.
With Stephen hugging
Leonardo DiCaprio and who was it?
It was Leo's character, right?
Leo.
I think that's when Leo had got shot. He was about to die.
Samuel Jackson and Leo, and then the owner of the Ravens and Ray Lewis.
Oh, that's okay.
So Ray Lewis is saying, here I am in this meeting trying to get these owners to sign Kaepernick. They're about to bring Kaepernick in for an interview, and then this tweet comes up, and she killed it. Now, I don't think that's what killed the Kaepernick thing, but it's hilarious that he would go public with that.
You fucking dickhead.
And put it on Nessa, like, yeah.
By the way,
shout out to Ray Lewis. That is some petty shit.
By the way, I'm a petty motherfucker,
Duval levels of petty.
I'm petty like that, too.
Nah, not that petty,
but
dog.
I'm going to let you know from the gate. But here's the thing. Ray Lewis, man, why you be acting like you didn't catch a body, bro? I'm so sick of this motherfucker acting like he didn't beat a murder charge. I don't know if you did it or not. All I know is you had a murder charge and you beat it, and you keep acting like you didn't have that. You had the worst shit ever on you.
But he didn't
What's worse than a murder charge?
He knew.
I don't know if he killed him or not.
Rape and pedophilia is worse.
Boom. All right.
Yeah.
Those are the things you don't want on you.
Rape, pedophilia, and apparently supporting Black lives.
Supporting Black lives. Don't you dare kneel for a goddamn Black life. All right? Don't you dare do that. No. How dare you kneel for Black lives? But why does Ray Lewis act? I don't understand how somebody can go through something like that and act like they've never been through anything whatsoever. He should be the main motherfucker saying, man, Colin needs another chance. He needs another shot.
Well, apparently he was until Nessa got involved with her pictures. Stay off of Twitter,
why did she send the picture? Was there history there?
We need to get Miko.
Because Ray Lewis is a fucking... I don't even like... You know what, man? I don't like the word... I don't like to use the word coon.
I don't know Ray... And I don't know if you know enough about Ray Lewis to say that about him.
I'll say this. The things I've seen Ray Lewis say on television about other brothers makes me question him because he's been through something worse. So he should be the main motherfucker saying, yes, give him another chance.
But we got to be careful that we don't create a situation where anytime a person with black skin agrees with a person with white skin, they become a coon.
Yeah, that's why. Listen,
because that's what makes black people afraid to speak out about certain issues that they might disagree with in their own community. I'm sure you were called a coon tons of times when you put out your book by saying it's possible for black people to have privilege.
Absolutely.
Right?
But
so
I will say this.
Make sure we don't create that dynamic.
I'm not going to stamp Ray Lewis with that, but I will stamp Jason Whitlock with that. I didn't even know I didn't even know they made niggas like him no more. I'm going to be honest with you. I had no idea niggas like that really existed. Like, it's funny to say Uncle Tom and Coon and post pictures of Django and Uncle Ruckus. I didn't know they made niggas like Jason Whitlock no more.
This is 3 N-words.
I didn't know that.
I heard Charlamagne drop 3 N-words in a 1 minute span in a long time.
I was having a conversation with a very esteemed individual about being conflicted about using the N-word. Mm-hmm. And I said, you know what makes me constantly use the N-word?
What's it?
She said, what? I said, niggas. It is what it is, man. But yeah, you're right, though. I don't like to throw around that term.
That's all I'm trying to do.
Uncle Tom and Coon. But I will say, man, you're looking funny in the light. Especially, once again, Ray Lewis, you had a body that you beat.
Well, he beat.
You was charged with a body.
You were charged with a body, but from my understanding of the case, he knew who killed him, but didn't snitch.
He was charged with a body. I don't know what the details are. On paper, he was charged with a body.
Yeah, but if he didn't do it, he didn't do it. If he didn't snitch on his boys, then he's kind of doing what we look up to in a lot of ways. I believe in snitching.
Let me be around a couple people who caught a body. Who? Me? Fuck out of here.
This finger won't go down.
Who?
I'm pointing like that.
Especially over some dumb shit.
Right here.
Man, please. Especially over some dumb shit, over some ego shit. Oh, no. Yes, it was him, your officer. Number 52. All right?
Your officer.
Yes.
Your officer, Your officer,
Your honor. Whoever needs to get a your in front of your name. It was, matter of fact, that's your nigga, the one number 52. All right? So
I can't speak on Ray. I don't know what he does for the community.
That shit he did, but what he did with some Nessa was some sucker shit.
Listen, I don't know. What if that is what happened? What if they were just there in the meeting and they happen to be scrolling through Twitter? Because that's what you do during meetings. You know, when you're obviously meeting with the billionaire owner of a football team, you're clearly scrolling through your social media looking for what Nessa's been saying.
Right.
And, right? Because why else would you be doing anything else in a meeting where you're thinking about spending $10 million on a player, right? And maybe he saw it and he showed it to the owner. He's like, listen, this is what you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to deal with a girlfriend who's very vocal and very informed with pop culture, and you might get likened to a slave owner.
My brother, if a team can sign Brett Grimes, and he's married to a young, young wild savage named Miko. Yeah. Fuck out of here,
on some real shit.
Fuck out of here.
On some real shit. We need to get Miko on here, but that's why I think Brent might be the best defensive player in the league.
Because of Miko. There's no reason. There's no reason for Brent to have a job.
No.
With Miko Grimes as your wife.
That's how good Brent Grimes is. Shout out to Brent Grimes. Brent Grimes literally might be the best cornerback in Richard Sherman. Who's your wife?
Matter of fact, I'm going to Miko. We should call Miko right now.
Call her right now.
I'm gonna call Miko right now.
Call her.
Call Miko, man.
Yeah, put her through.
You want to call?
Can you get
call
it on
Miko. Let's call
what's
Miko.
it called?
I just want Miko's take on this shit real quick. Call Miko crazy ass.
I really do love her.
Yeah, but all jokes aside, I'm just really in like a fucked up mood, man.
Yeah, you seem to be in a fucked up. First of all, listen, the world's not going to shit. We've definitely had hurricanes before. They're very tragic. By the way, you can donate. I think the Brilliant Idiots, we should all get together and donate. Everybody who listens. There's the charity I donated to is youcaring.com/JJ Watt. There's a bunch of other charities going on. They're going to do a charity event. I know, Chris, you mentioned that Bun B.
Bun B has something going on. Yeah.
He has a charity event that he's doing. I think with Scooter Braun. That's his manager. I think they're doing a charity event here, and I think that in New York. And I think they're also doing one in Houston.
I donated to my guy Trey Band. Salute to my dude Trey the Truth. You know what I'm saying?
So Trey the Truth has one. There's a bunch of these different charities. What's the name of the charity where people can go to?
Trey, I forgot. I got to look at the GoFundMe.
Just look it up real quick. But let's make sure. Listen, if you donate $1, think about it. We got 250,000 people to listen to this podcast. Mm-hmm. If everybody donates $1, that's $250,000, right? So whatever you can afford, just drop it off there. Put it in a GoFundMe. Give it to. If you have to go Red Cross or one of these types of things, do that as well. I like the little bit more specific charities. I feel like the money actually gets there.
That's why I gave it to Trey, because I know that the money's getting directly to the people. I mean, you can go look at Trey's Instagram. Trey is out there putting in the work for real, for real. Trey's been through Houston, Port Arthur, Beaumont. Trey's pulling up with trucks. Like, Trey's really hands-on with his. And, I mean, plus Trey is somebody that I know has always done that for the city of Houston. You know what I mean? I'm no disrespect to none of those other guys. Especially, of course, we know Bun B, but, like, Trey is always doing things for the community of Houston. So for me, that's why I wanted to give my money to Trey, because I knew that it would get directly to the people.
Nah, I mean, look, the JJ Watt one reached, I think, 20 million yesterday, and then someone hit a funny tweet.
JJ need to start a charity. He need to start a charity.
His own charity.
You can't just raise $20 million. What the fuck? You got?
Well, no, it was part of You Caring, which is a charity project. So he partnered with
he must have did that early, because at first he was just raising money. He must have did that.
Maybe afterwards or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Somebody tweeted yesterday, he's like, listen, they need to trade J.J. Watt to the Dolphins once they mention Irma.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Anyway, make sure you donate, man. Whatever you can give. Honestly, whatever you can give would be incredibly appreciated. People don't realize the effect of this kind of stuff. Like, not only humans, but you got pets that don't have food. You got people that just have no water, nothing.
Yeah, Trey the Truth, Angel by Nature, and Friends Know Houston in the Golden Triangle.
Miko.
What's up, baby?
Charlotte.
It's me and Schultz with your nice titties.
Yo,
y'all made my titties so relevant for Brilliant Idiots. Let me just tell you.
Hey, we're on Brilliant Idiots right now. We just want to let you know.
Shit.
We came to a conclusion, Miko.
What?
We came to a conclusion that Brent Grimes is the best defensive player in the NFL. Would you like to know why?
Yes, tell me why.
Because teams are willing to put up with your ass.
Yes,
because
you got to stop posting clips of him and post clips of you.
You see, the Seahawks wouldn't sign Colin Kaepernick allegedly because of Nessa.
Right, that's ridiculous. We all know that's not why. They just use that as an excuse.
How would you handle this if you was Nessa? Nessa's a great friend of mine. How would you handle this if you was her?
Well, see, this is the thing. The problem Nessa has is that Kaepernick isn't a Brent Grimes. He's not arguably the best player in his position. You know what I mean? He's not top 5 in the league, and he's also a quarterback. So a lot of people know that the quarterback is the face of the organization. So if you have someone that's taking a stand or even being loud or obnoxious, they allow it from the other position. Any other position on the field, you can have a rude wife, a rude brother, whoever you want. But for some reason, the quarterback position is that position that they hold, you know, up above everyone else. So you have to be clean cut, unless you're white. Because, you know, a lot of people don't know that a lot of these quarterbacks are alcoholics, drug addicts. They beat their wives, too. But the league covers it up. So as long as you're doing stuff that they're willing to cover up, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I definitely.
Kaepernick,
go ahead.
Kaepernick is not. They're hating on him because they're trying to say he's not a starter, which clearly he's better than at least 8 starters in the NFL right now. At least 8 of them, minimum.
What quarterback rating do you think you need to care about black people?
It shouldn't matter. I feel like a motherfucker on the practice squad should care. A motherfucker that's on the bench, or special teams. None of that should matter. It shouldn't matter your position on the field if you're standing up for something that is true. The minute he stands up for something that's not true, then it should matter. But everything he's saying is true. It's a fact.
Yeah,
it shouldn't matter.
That's the thing that gets me, even when it comes to these guys like Jason Whitlock, the Ray Lewises of the world.
Oh my
like,
God.
look, man, even if you don't like the way he protested, you cannot be against what he's protesting about. Like he's protesting about police brutality and the unjust killings of black and brown people at the hands of the police. Like, yo, Michael Bennett just came out today and said he got fucked up by the police in Vegas, which I knew about.
And there's a video of it.
It's a video of it, which I knew about for a while.
Yeah.
He hit me when it happened, you know what I'm saying? But he would say he was just waiting for to get the video before he came public with it, which was very smart of him, by the way. But it's like, yo, if that shit can happen to Michael Bennett, that shit can happen to any fucking body.
Right.
So it's just like, yo, how can you act like these things aren't happening? And guess what? Michael Bennett is an upstanding citizen, gives to his community all the time. NFL player, was fucking leaving the motherfucking Mayweather-McGregor fight, and it was a case of wrong identity. Mistaken fucking identity, and they got this motherfucker on the ground. Like, come the fuck on.
Reason. Handcuffs and everything. Like, why do you need to handcuff a nigga? Like, why you can't just ask him, any questions you want and let him go on about his business? Like, it's crazy to me that they want to handcuff us because they're afraid of us. Black skin is a fear for these motherfuckers, and that badge and that gun still don't make them feel powerful. They still want to kill us. Like, my nigga, you got the gun, you got the badge, you got the power. You still want to kill us? For what?
So what we learned from Miko today is you have to be Tom Brady's wife to tell people suck a dick. All right?
Yeah.
Well, Tom Brady is good enough, right? Like Tom Brady could sit for the national anthem. Tom Brady could sing the ISIS national anthem, and there'd still be people that were willing to sign him to a team.
Yep. Wouldn't give a fuck. And you know what else is crazy about this whole thing? You cannot fire someone or not hire them because of their family members. They can actually have a lawsuit if the owners actually said that. But you see, they got little minions and little fuckboys like Ray Lewis and Whitlock saying it because the teams will never say it. When the owner of the Dolphins said that a part of the reason that he got rid of Brent was because of me, I could sue them motherfuckers, but we don't care about them. You can't. What if I divorced Brent? What if he left me or something happened and I'm still talking shit and I'm still saying stuff? You can't stop somebody from getting a job because of somebody in their family says something.
Oh, so Nessa might have a lawsuit then, because Ray Lewis said that he was with the owner. Nessa might have a lawsuit.
She could. If she could prove that, because he said the owner, but the owner's just going to say, I never said that.
Right, because it's going to be somebody else's words.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't hold a job from someone because of a family member. That's not in their contract. If I do something, Brent still has a contract. I have nothing to do with the contract.
Right.
Like, for example, this hurricane shit. I'm trying to get my family the fuck out of here, and all the other wives have already left because the guys are still stuck here. So I want to leave without him. But if for whatever reason that hurricane hits here, guess what? The team is going to take the husbands on a plane and private and fly them the fuck out of here. We are stuck here. They have nothing to do with it. They will not save us.
I bet you they'll take the dog. I bet you they'll take the pets.
Hey,
take the pets, lead the wives.
Hey, you just said you're not signed to the team, though. That's fine.
Yeah, they're not. We are not affiliated with this team whatsoever. They do not care for us. They don't feed us. They don't take care of us.
That's real.
Hurricane. We on our own. That's why you cannot be responsible for whatever. Somebody can't be responsible for what their significant other, family member, anyone says because the team has no rights to them whatsoever.
Question. So there's this idea that Colin Kaepernick has been blackballed from the league. Do you subscribe to that ideology?
People are trying to change what the definition of blackballed means, so I try not to use that word. I basically say that these motherfuckers do not want anyone, let alone the quarterback, to stand up for black people. That takes a lot of dominoes fall if they allow this to happen. A lot.
It is obvious at this point.
Well, here's the thing.
It's very obvious.
Here's the thing. I was speaking to a buddy of mine in sports, and he said it's a little bit more tricky than that. He said,
break it down.
Well, this is what he said to me, and this is why I'm curious to hear your perspective on it. But he was like, so basically, an owner or a GM of a team or head coach, or whatever, has 3 or 4 or 5 assistants, right? Mm-hmm. And these assistants all weigh in on their perspective on if a quarterback is, a good fit for the team. And the team might, and, a couple of assistants might be like, yes, we can definitely use Kaepernick. And then a few of them might say, listen, we don't have he's got a great arm, but he's not accurate enough for our receivers. Our receivers don't run good enough routes where he can get them the ball just because he doesn't have that accuracy. So 3 of them might say yes, 2 of them might say no, or vice versa, right? He goes, but what you have to understand is this is not every team in the league because every team in the league doesn't need a backup quarterback. There are plenty of teams in the league that have backup quarterbacks. So this is maybe 5 or 6 teams that could use a backup quarterback. And of those 5 or 6 teams, you have a few assistant coaches that might side with him and a few that might side against him. That it's not this league-wide, we do not want Kaepernick to be on the team, and that's kind of like weird media spin on this story.
I would believe that if football people would come out and say that they didn't sign Kaepernick for football reasons. They asked Tom Coughlin the other day, he said, I just wouldn't sign Kaepernick, and I got my reasons.
Flat out.
I got my reasons. Like, what does that mean?
But he was one of the teams that could have possibly used a backup quarterback.
He didn't give no football reasons. He said, I got my reasons.
But, Miko, there are teams that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that just don't need Colin Kaepernick, right?
This is what it is, Schulte. This is exactly what it is. If you don't need Kaepernick, you're like wiping your brow like, whew.
I don't have to be answered that. You got football reasons to answer that question.
That's interesting. Right now. Okay, I got you.
Don't fit my scheme. I got a backup. Cool. The other motherfuckers are the ones trying to make up excuses, my nigga. Like, there's plenty of teams that are just making up excuses, but there are plenty of teams that also do not need him, don't want him. I get that. Everybody don't need Colin Kaepernick. You are correct. However, you cannot tell me that there's not a team in this league that don't need him to start, or at least as a backup. There are plenty. And if he was not doing what he's doing, there's no question in my mind. First of all, he wouldn't have opted out. That's another thing you guys need to understand. People keep saying, well, he opted out. He gave up that money. No, the opt-out is almost like what happened to Coughlin in New York, nigga. You going to get fired or you going to say you retire? Which one you want to do? You know what I'm saying? So that's what his opt-out was. It was, we're getting rid of you. We're going to save you some face by letting you opt out. That's it. That is clear.
Gotcha. Okay.
If he hadn't been doing this, there's no way he wouldn't have been on the roster already. So he's actually been kneeling, but people a fan recognized it. And
that's the most interesting part about all of this. The fact that he was kneeling for a while and nobody noticed until like the 4th or 5th time he kneeled.
Until they started losing. They were like, the fuck is this guy saying?
It was in preseason.
It was in
preseason.
Oh, I didn't know.
My dad and my son don't stand at the games. I always stood before. The only reason that I stood is because people always assume that it's a hate towards the military. And then once I got to the point where I was like, I don't give a fuck that y'all think it's about the military. I support the military.
I have never pledged allegiance to the flag. You know why? Because I'm a Jehovah's Witness. How about that? Okay. Jehovah's Witnesses don't pledge allegiance to the flag.
Sure don't. Y'all annoying asses. Sure the fuck don't.
You pledge allegiance to waking people up in the morning for no reason.
We don't pledge allegiance to the flag. Nobody ever say we unpatriotic. Nobody ever say we don't give a fuck about the military.
You pledge allegiance to be shitty neighbors.
All right, Miko.
Annoying ass neighbors.
You and your nice titties have a good day.
And fuck this on the phone interview, nigga. I need to be in studio next time. We got a lot to talk about.
True. Well, bring your ass, Miko.
All right, respect. Y'all be safe.
All right, boo.
Tell Brent how we feel over here, okay? Best defensive player in the league.
Oh, yes, baby. I'm about to let them know.
All right, and if anybody disagrees, just ask them to ask who their wives are.
And Miko got wet thinking about her husband being the best defensive player in the league.
Nigga, I just was bouncing on my tippy toes just right now. Like 50 seconds. Peace.
All right, today's episode of Brilliant Idiots is also brought to you by MeUndies. Perfect underwear is a balance of looking good and feeling comfortable. But where can you find perfect underwear? Right at MeUndies. MeUndies is made from sustainably sourced, naturally soft fabric that's 3 times softer than cotton. MeUndies will be the most comfortable pair of underwear you'll own. Their diamond-seamed pouch cradles your jewels will be protected, and it gives your dick the support it needs without feeling too tight.
That's damn right. I only took MeUndies out there to Burning Man. I just want to point that out.
Really?
I took, because, listen, I needed a comfortable pair of underwear that I was probably going to have to wear for maybe 2 or 3 days on end. And I'm not suggesting that you don't wash your underwear and wear them multiple times, but if you have to be in a situation where you need a pair of underwear to sustain the harsh climate of the desert, maybe sustain the harsh climate of winter somewhere, I don't know where you are, where you're living, or what elements you're dealing with, but I'm telling you, out there, these MeUndies were fantastic. And especially in a situation where a lot of people are seeing your underwear over at Burning Man. I definitely got some compliments, got some people asking about it. So this is, if I were you, I would go to MeUndies.com/idiots, get you 20% off, okay? You get that free shipping too, by the way. Satisfaction guaranteed, no brainer. So just go do it. What are you waiting for? This is MeUndies.com/idiots, IDIOTS. And this is just a limited time offer, so start wearing the best underwear of your life. I was a lifelong different brand underwear wearer. I won't say what it was, but lifelong. I have flipped the power switch. Is that what they say? I have flipped the power switch to MeUndies. No joke. I'm not going to mention this other end, but it wasn't a bougie brand, but I would only wear that because it did cradle me right. I have heavy balls, so it gave me the support that I needed. I have switched over to MeUndies. I will not go back to this other brand. It has changed my underwear game that severely. Go try it out. It's risk-free to try it out. If you don't like it, you tell me. If you do like it, then you're welcome.
That's right. Go to MeUndies.com/idiots right now. How was Burning Man?
Burning Man was fantastic.
Well, I'm glad you like it because that's what the Earth's going to look like soon.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting ready. I'm preparing.
Everybody that goes to Burning Man is already getting prepared for what the Earth's going to look like.
Absolutely. You know how, like, Asian people, they eat fucking grasshoppers and they eat, like, jellyfish, they eat lizards.
Learn to live off the land, baby.
They're preparing for the future.
That's it.
They see Mad Max. They see the animals that are going to
live off the land, baby.
Boom. It's perfect. For people who don't know about what Burning Man is, I'll just tell you really quickly. It's like this I think you said it last year really well. It was the international gathering of white girls with dreadlocks, and it's pretty well described. If you are a white girl with dreadlocks, you definitely be there. But it's basically 40,000 people converge on this desert in the middle of nowhere, like maybe an hour outside of Reno. Or a couple of hours outside of Reno. And it's literally in the middle of nowhere, and they create a city once a year. And everybody brings everything there. They bring their own RVs, they bring their own water, they bring their own food. And after a week, you have to bring every little thing back. They literally take every single, what are those little sparkles that go on your skin? Girls put them on?
Glitter.
They take every little speckle of glitter out of this dessert. It's completely sustainable. So, and what happens there for a week is anything fucking goes, man. There's literally no rules. There's just commandments that you live by, radical acceptance, radical inclusion. You have to really make sure that whatever people are doing, that you're accepting and included in. There's no money. It's a gifting economy. You don't even trade. So I just bring something and I want to give it to you. And you bring something, you want to give it to me. You want to maybe make gin and tonics for a day and just give everybody on the playa, is what they call it, gin and tonics. So it creates this dynamic where everybody is giving. And I'm telling you something, it changes the way you interact with people. In these 2 years that I've gone, the last 2 years, I haven't seen a single altercation. Not even like a bump shoulder. Hey, can I help you? Yo, what the fuck? Not even a single altercation have I seen.
It sounds to me like it's just a practice of humanity and empathy and sympathy and looking out for your fellow man.
Looking out for your fellow man.
The way life is supposed to fucking be.
Humans can be good people if you're on Molly for a week. For 1 week, possible. I don't know after that, but for that week, if you're taking enough MDMA, you have enough serotonin pumping through your system, you can be really amazing.
Sounds like humans can be good people when you take away any form of structure.
Greed.
Yeah, you take away class, you take away
radical acceptance, radical inclusion, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's not like Coachella where you get wristbands to go into like VIP areas. There's no such thing. You're allowed to go wherever the fuck you want to go.
That's the beautiful thing.
And what's kind of interesting about the event is that like it gets labeled as this very like liberal event, right, in ideology because it's so progressive and it's so accepting, right? But it's really a perfect combination of the best values of liberalism and conservatism, whatever that word is, because it has the acceptance and togetherness of liberalism, right? Let's all come together. Let's accept people for who they are and make them feel welcome. But it also has the extreme accountability, right? And lack of like government influence of conservatism, right? There's no governing body that says, hey, you can't build that this high. Hey, you can't put that there. Mm-hmm. Hey, you can't serve these drinks or whatever like that. And everybody there has to be accountable for their own actions. It's radical self-reliance. You can't go, hey, help me survive. You have to survive.
And you couldn't leave trash, so there is a bit of government.
A little bit.
But that's not even, to me, that's not even government. That's just clean up after yourself, motherfucker. That's what human beings should do anyway.
Government I agree with.
Well, on some real shit, it's interesting. And it's like, if somebody was going around killing people at Burning Man, I wouldn't have to radically accept that. Right. So it's not extremely liberal in that way, and it's not extremely no government. There's just the fraction that you need for society to function.
So who'd you go with?
I went with kind of some random people. I have one close friend, or two close friends I knew, and then no, I didn't fuck out there.
What?
It's not about
you
that.
You told
me
that you was on Molly for a week.
No, I was on Molly for like 3 days.
You had a spiritual trip, and you didn't get no pussy.
I had a religious experience on Molly.
What? You're really?
I had a religious experience.
You was on Molly for 7 days and didn't get no pussy.
Not 7 days. I had one. Took Molly 3 days, but I had one religious experience on Molly.
What was the religious experience?
Jesus.
I didn't think I was in Jesus.
You said spiritual.
No. You said spiritual. I said religious.
On Twitter, you said spiritual. Or in the group chat, you said spiritual.
Somebody else must have said that shit. I said religious.
Why religious? Like, because there's a difference between religion and being spiritual.
I understood
Break it down
Jesus.
for me.
Told you.
What do you mean?
I understood Jesus in that moment, bro.
Tell me what you're talking about.
All right. So, I would say I don't operate with a quote-unquote full heart, right? So I'm trying to like fill my heart to get it full on a daily basis, joking around. I go on stage, I create projects, I do a podcast. I do things to like get this kind of acceptance, right? So I could fill this kind of like void that I feel inside me, right?
You're white.
Well, you do it too, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we all do it, right? It's like everybody does it. Drug addicts do it. They feel a little bit missing, so they take drugs to fill it, right? Like, you might do radio and make jokes on radio, and then people go, "Oh, Charlamagne, you're so good," and now you feel this, full heart, right?
Man, I've been feeling empty lately, but I feel you.
Well, shit, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're feeling empty, you want to take even more, right? So, I normally am in like a taking position, right? When you take Molly and you took a lot. No. Real talk. So, mad conversations on how to not rape at Burning Man, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of public ones are like, what is consent, whatever, but it doesn't matter.
Did you see the meme, real quick? Did you see the meme where this beautiful girl and she's passed out drunk and this dude retweeted and goes, "Yo, real talk. Imagine you was at a party, you threw a party, and at the end of the party, this girl just laid out drunk on your couch, and then Kaz retweets him and goes, bro, this is not going to go the way you want it to go, bro." I don't know what you was trying to get across with this conversation, but this ain't going to go the way you want it to go. But go ahead, okay.
All right, so basically, you take Molly, and what it does is it fills up the void that you have in your heart or your self-esteem, whatever you want to call it, and then not only does it fill it up, it makes it overflow.
Right.
So you have all this love that you want to give people.
You just want to fuck anything.
Not fuck. You don't. It's not fuck. You got to get your head out of the sexual. You want them to feel beautiful.
Right.
Like I called my mom. I called my boy Bobby. I called you guys. I was at the end of the playa. I was in the middle of the desert. I had bars. You guys didn't pick up, thank God, because that shit would have been embarrassing.
Because I'd have been yelling at you.
I know. Yeah, I know. But I'm telling you, like you feel you see somebody and you feel like they might be a little insecure about something. Right. All you want to do is walk up to them and be like, dude, you're the smartest person ever. How could you ever feel? And so I just want to hear you talk about the, right. I had a friend of mine, Mariana, that was there, and she's just amazing, great girl. And she was on mushrooms and she was getting more talkative and more assertive. And I know that's something that she would struggle with in the past. And all I wanted to do was reinforce her. I was like, you should always talk. You're my favorite person to listen to. Like you just have all this love and it's overflowing. And in that moment, I understood Jesus, right? Right. So here you have people who get saved by Jesus, a lot of times addicts, right? They have nothing. Addicts have nothing in their heart, right? Their heart is so empty, their self-esteem is so empty that they fill that shit constantly with drugs just to feel some shit. And then along comes this guy, Jesus, who loves you so much. He's so unconditional with his love. He forgives you for all the fuck shit you've done your whole life. You're his child. You're part of him. He's died for your sins. He does everything for you. And all of a sudden, your heart starts to fill up, right? You start to feel fucking whole because of this guy, Jesus. He literally saves you.
Right.
I got it. In that moment, I was like, oh, and regardless if you believe or don't believe in Jesus, in that moment, I was like, shit, if believing in Jesus could make me feel like this every day, where the church
I'm going to tell you something. I'm happy you feel that way, but you're a psychopath. And I'm going to tell you why you're a psychopath.
Tell me.
That's just called unconditional love, man. Like, that's how your parents feel about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, your parents love you.
Not everybody has parents, Charlamagne.
That is true, too.
Not everybody has good parents.
But when you're a parent, that's how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel about my daughters. And when you feel that level of love, when you feel that level of love, to me, that's the high. Like a woman told me one time, she said that when you love your significant other, your mate, the way you love your kids, that's love. And that's how I feel. Like, I love my kids. I love my
Do you
wife.
think they know that?
Yeah. I mean, we argue about it. Like, that's the arguments me and my daughter was telling me the other day. I love you more than you love me. I'm like, nope, it's impossible. I'm your dad. Like, there's no way. Like,
good.
So for me,
Do you think it's possible that there are people that don't have a relationship with their parents?
Of course it is.
Probably the majority of people.
Yeah, of course it is.
Maybe the majority of people might not have that relationship with their parents.
Of course it is. But I'm saying all that to say, like, that's the kind of love I like to spread to people. And it's funny that you brought that up because I said this earlier to Paige and my dude Ameezy. I'm at the point in my life now. It used to be a time when I used to meet a woman, have a conversation with her, and my mind would say, I want to fuck her. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And then I started to think about all the different relationships I've had with women over the years. And I got beautiful homegirls who I've never thought about having sex with because the energy they give me and the energy I give them fills me up. Like, it's just certain women I like to be around and see. Like, Debbie Dev is like that for me. Alicia Renee, you know, the homie Jazz Fly. Like I love these people. When I see Zuri, it's like, oh, shoot, Zuri. Like, these people lift me up. Like, my homegirl Ashley. Like, so it's like, now I'm at that point where I meet new people and my mind says, I just want to love this person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because they make me feel loved. They make me feel good. Now, what you experience...
Isn't it funny you just called me gay for saying the same shit about my experience in Burning Man? I was like, no, I didn't get laid. It's not about that. You're like, gay! And now you go on some diatribe. I got all these women in my life that I really like, and I get something else out of them. They also happen to be married, so I can't fuck them. But it is what it is, and that is my relationship with them. I said it was going to be gay if
you was to call me and tell me you wanted to suck my dick because you're high at Burning Man.
I want to suck your dick. I want to fill your heart. Not your hole.
I want to feel your heart, your butthole. I want to feel your heart, not your butthole. All right, but no, I'm serious. Like, I get you. Yes, you got to be very conscious of people that you're around, and your energy goes up. Yeah, and you got to be conscious of people that you're around, and your energy goes down. So when you're around certain people and your energy goes up, you just want to love them more. Like, you want more of these people in your life.
The better you feel, and I've noticed this not only through Molly, but it opened my eyes to it. The better I feel, the better I treat the people around me. The better I feel about myself, the more complimentary I am about my friends and their success.
Listen,
the people who don't feel good about themselves can't compliment you on a new show or compliment you on this network, Chris. The people who are jealous don't have.
Well, they shouldn't just compliment Chris on this network. Okay?
I know they have to compliment Champ with Podcast Poppy or whatever.
They have to compliment a lot. The Reed, Combat Jack, the Brilliant Idiots. Okay, let's be clear.
He was just trying to throw me a little bone here.
I was trying to throw a bone, man. I still got some love overflowing.
Don't ever let Chris think this network would be shit without us. All right,
that's true. Facts. Now he got some ads. Now I can give him a compliment.
But no, what you're saying is very true.
But you understand, the better you feel about yourself, or at least for me, the more I'm willing to share those feelings with other people.
I'll give you a trick too.
Sure.
Whenever you're feeling down and you're not feeling too good about yourself, spread that love, baby.
And
show love anyway. Word up. Show love anyway. Show love to other people when you're feeling down. When you're not feeling at your best, still give up those props.
I'm going to try that.
Still salute people. Still celebrate people. That will lift you the fuck up.
I think it's an interesting experiment to do with people, or at least something to notice, that like when there is somebody who might not give it up to you, it's not that they don't care about you or maybe don't like you or don't appreciate you. It might be they just don't care about themselves enough to give it up. And knowing that might change my interactions with some people. Like, instead of going, this person just hates me or thinks I suck, they'll be like, they hate themselves. They don't have enough love inside. They're barely having enough love to keep going on their own. They don't have the love to share it just yet.
The only thing I disagree with is you don't have to love everybody, because it's just against the laws of nature. For people to love everybody. Certain people you're just not going to mesh with. Certain things you're just going to be against. And, once you give them that respect, sometimes you got to give people the respect to be like, you know what, I'm not fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? I think that's perfectly fine. Like, I reserve the right to cut anybody off that is messing up the ambiance that is my life.
Absolutely. Yeah. I noticed it. I didn't call everybody. I just called specific people. And a lot of times it was the people that I want to share feelings like this for, but maybe didn't feel comfortable with, or like didn't feel vulnerable enough with. Like, I maybe don't tell you guys how much I appreciate you all the time. I think I do say it, and I think I'm very complimentary of you.
He's still high, Chris.
But like, But for real, like in that moment, I felt no what's it called? Insecurity sharing it.
But we should never feel that way, man. When you love people, tell them, yo. Yeah. Like when you appreciate people, tell them.
Nobody could flip-flop within a short time period quicker than you.
How you mean?
When you love somebody, tell them, yo, I was going to call you. Gay!
That's love, though.
Don't be calling me.
That's love. The love is me calling you gay, then me calling Van, or turning the wax and be like, this old maggot Andrew called me just now. Talk about he loved me. Like that's love. Bro, I don't love you if I'm not fucking with you like that.
You wouldn't want it any other way.
Bro, no, I'm being 100%. I agree with you 100%. It was a very interesting experience. And
why Molly versus shrooms? Because I thought you were going to try shrooms.
I did try shrooms.
Oh, yeah? So how'd that compare?
I don't like how this has turned into a Molly commercial, though. Like, I don't think
well, let me explain the one thing about Molly. So I did Molly, and in everything in life, there's a cost.
Right.
You pay for everything that you do. And the cost for having that extreme high on Molly was that the next 2 days were the lowest I've ever felt in my entire life.
Yeah.
I was completely void of self-esteem. And I'm a pretty confident person, dog. Like, when I tell you, bro.
Well, you looked in the lake and said, I look a mess. You saw your reflection in a puddle or something?
Bro. You know when fat people pull their shirt down over their belly constantly, like they're worried that their belly's coming up? That was my emotional state. I was in a constant, is my belly showing? Bro, I'm the type of person that I go, all right, I'm ready to leave. I don't care if nobody else is ready. I'll just acknowledge that to the crew. I'm nowhere to go. I'm ready to leave. I'll say that. I couldn't even muster the courage to tell people I was ready to go because I didn't feel like my feelings were important enough.
Your voice.
Son, imagine having imagine being like I remember when I was in school, I would notice the Asian girls in high school, they wouldn't speak out in class. And I'd be like, just fucking raise your hand and talk. You get points in class. I didn't realize that there could be insecurity so crippling that you wouldn't want to do it. And in a weird way, it was
anxiety.
It was anxiety. I was riddled with anxiety. I was at this one dance party. I thought everybody was trying to fuck me, all the dudes. I don't know. What's going on? Are they all trying to? Are they going to bring me behind to an RV? What's happening?
Hey, listen, that's a funny ass skit in a Brilliant Idiot something. You high in a party and think all the dudes want to fuck you. Bro. So everybody that comes to you and says hi, you think they're going dick.
I look over my friends; they're just going gay. But I was so void of any sort of confidence, and it did make me empathetic towards people who go every day without that kind of self-esteem, and so it was a kind of beautiful experience in that way, but like there is a heavy cost of Molly. And I'm gonna keep it real with you, I don't see myself doing it anymore. You know, it might happen in the future, but it wasn't one of those. When I left last year, I was like, I'm gonna do some Molly again. Right. This last year, I was like, I don't know. Mushrooms, totally different situation.
Mushrooms are amazing?
Until they ain't.
Right.
There's a cost for everything, B. So mushrooms, I did the mushrooms. Everybody told me when you take mushrooms. Have you done mushrooms, Chris?
Yeah, I've never done Molly, but I've done shrooms a bunch of times.
When you take mushrooms, they say that you see colors and lights differently. In my experience, the lights and the colors didn't change.
Right.
How you felt them changed.
Right.
So it was literally like taking the condom off of lights and colors. Right? We know when you're having protected sex, it feels great. If this is cool, this is what pussy feels like. And then you take the condom off, the condom bursts, and you're like, oh shit, this is pussy?
Right.
That's what seeing lights and colors on mushrooms felt. I was looking at these lights and colors, and I was aware of what's going on. Like, we just pulled up to this tree that had all these different lights on the tree, and I just was like, fuck.
I never wanted to do mushrooms because I had a homeboy who took them shit in high school. My dude named Coon. I think I told that story before. And he said everything looked
Coon?
like... That was actually his nickname.
So wait, you and Jason Willock went to high school together.
But he said he took the fucking shrooms, and he said everything looked like Super Mario Brothers. He said everything.
He tripped hard. I didn't go hard.
Everything looked like Super Mario Brothers. Like he thought Goombas was chasing him, Black Beetles. Like it was bad.
He might take an acid.
He jumped out of a car.
Oh. Yeah, that's some wild shit.
Yeah,
no,
he jumped out of a car because he thought they was just on him.
So we'll get to some crazy shit like that in a second. But yeah, that's like some people have hallucinations on that shit. I didn't. I just saw the colors great and it was amazing, and then I chased it too much. I saw my boy was tripping. I was like, man, I want to trip like that. Give me some more. And I got some more. And then all of a sudden, do you remember Enter the Dragon, the Bruce Lee movie?
Yeah.
Remember when he would have to fight in his dream? He would fight the demon. Like he had this demon that was chasing him his whole life. Son, I had to face every one of my insecurities, bro. In my own head. I got lost in my own head, and each insecurity would pop up. Hey, man, you're not that funny. And I what do you mean? And I had to face one.
See, I hate drugs. I don't like drugs. I don't like drugs that increase my anxiety, bro.
Bro, the anxiety was I
don't like that.
Comparable.
I don't like that because I'm not in the state of mind to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing when it's one thing when your anxieties are popping up and you're in a state of mind to be able to handle it.
Yeah,
like you're too vulnerable when you're on drugs. That's how I felt when I was on SATV that time. I'm like, motherfucker. There was one point I laid in the bed like, fuck it, man. Die. I swear, I'm dead ass serious. I laid in the bed and my heart was beating so loud, and I was like, fuck it, because I thought it was going to explode because it was going boom, 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 and I was like, fuck it. I'm tired. I don't give a fuck. Fuck it. And it didn't explode.
Isn't that crazy? In that moment of extreme anxiety, you found calm. Like in the moment where you had the most anxiety, you were going to die, you actually turned the corner and went, you know what? If I die, I die.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things that people talk about embracing morality. Embracing morality.
Oh, mortality.
Mortality. Yeah, my bad. Embracing mortality. Like knowing that you're gonna die, bro. Like it's gonna happen.
Nothing you can do.
So even if you don't want it in this moment, you shouldn't have smoked this goddamn weed.
Yo,
you made the choice.
Bro.
So now you gotta go. So it's just one of those things. I just faced it like, fuck it, man. Like I'm tired of fighting it because fighting it is rough.
Bro, I understand people who talk to themselves now. Before I used to think they're crazy. Now I realize you talk to yourself so you don't go crazy.
You calm yourself down.
Son, I was talking to myself, and literally in that moment, I'm like, I could go insane right now. If I stay in my head, I can go insane. Separated myself from the group. I'm driving back home. All of a sudden, there was a big DJ that was playing Justin Bieber, and I hadn't heard lyrics in like 4 days because it's all just techno. And oh my God, I missed the lyrics. It was beautiful. And I just sat there, and I had a conversation with myself. I was like, Schultz, you're not crazy. Everything's good. You're going through this. This is the drugs. And having that self-conversation kept my brain calm.
That shit don't never work for me. I start talking to myself when I'm high, and I be like, don't worry, it's the weed. No, it's not, motherfucker. You about to die, all right? You got heart problems, all right? Since when I got heart problems? Oh, you didn't have them before, but you got them when you smoke this weed. You about to die, motherfucker, and it's this goddamn marijuana that's gonna kill you.
Yo.
Oh, keep trying to calm yourself down, nigga. I feel like I'm D-Limit on stage.
No.
Keep trying to calm yourself down, nigga. You dug your grave, nigga.
Bro, your inner voice is your dad.
I mean, yeah, I'm starting to sound like my pops.
But isn't that crazy? Maybe your inner anxiety voice is your pops.
I never thought about it.
Just right now, it sounded like it. I came all the way up here.
That is how my dad
South
talks.
Carolina. The weed is a pussy.
I've started to talk like him, like especially when I get like excited now, when I get frustrated, like for whatever reason.
Like what would you say?
And I hear myself. I'm like, damn, I sound like my
like
pops.
what? Because this happens to me too. Like what would you say?
I mean, this morning, when I'm watching like the hurricanes and I'm watching Donald Trump, I'm like, just cracker. Like I'm serious. Soon as I was watching Trump in sessions yesterday on CNN, and they was trying to get rid of this DACA shit, I'm like, he's crackers. Yeah, boy. Like, I'm serious, man. This shit is, I don't know, man.
Bro, it's a natural process. I find myself saying shit my dad says. Like, my dad does this thing where, like, if anything mild happens, he just goes, whoa! That's just his reaction. And I do that shit, bro.
You say that shit right after you nut.
Yeah. Whoa! That was a goodie. We sure got that out of the balls, didn't we, huh?
Listen, man, the thing that I respect about the Burning Man experience is everybody needs some sort of spiritual revelation. Everybody should feel that because that's what humanity feels like. That's what real love feels like. I feel like once you feel that, you just want to share it.
Dude, yeah.
Like, bro, it's certain people that I love to be around because I love their energy. And you'd be surprised who comes into your life at certain points. And you be like, damn, I really enjoy this person. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely enjoy seeing Cardi B win.
Yeah.
I genuinely enjoy hearing Cardi B talk. Like I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I enjoy, like it's a rush to me. Like, damn, Cardi, because Cardi's just living her life. Her energy level is high. I genuinely enjoy being around Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
She's a good person. Her energy level is always up. She makes me feel great.
Yeah.
Like, so when you meet those kind of people, you just want to keep that shit around. You want to bottle that shit up. You want to keep that shit high. And I think you learn from them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the things you learn from them is just like, yo, man, spread love. Because I've never been around, Kevin Hart's one of those people. You've never been around Kev, and Kev's never not been Kev.
Right.
He's always funny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Always making everybody laugh. Always keeping just the room going. You can have a regular, not even jokes. You can have just a regular conversation with Kev, and feel empowered afterwards.
Yeah. You
You know what I'm saying? Just like a regular conversation. Yo, what's up, man? Like, yo, hey. Yeah. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You should be doing this. Boom. Those are the kind of people you just constantly want to be around. Those are the kind of people that you want to constantly invite in your life.
Yeah, there's I always thought that there was a scientific rationalization for karma. And I think you're kind of describing it in a way where it's like the idea of karma, right, is if I treat you well, then I'm going to get something in return. But maybe not from you. But I think that we're designed to treat people well, in that if I have good energy and I put that good energy out there like a Kevin Hart does, right? I'm sure you're not the only person that feels that way about Kevin.
Of course not. That's why he's Kevin Hart.
Exactly, right?
That's why Tiffany is where she is.
And Tiffany, right?
And Tiffany goes on any platform and people love her. Fall in love with her. And something to that too, they didn't come from the greatest upbringing.
Sure.
So they got every reason to be miserable.
Sure. So what I'm trying to say is, like, you have a situation with Tiffany where every person she meets, she gives that good energy to, that positive karma, and all of a sudden she's increasing her amount of people that can later help her. If you're a dick to everybody that you meet,
of course,
they're not thinking about helping you later on in life. But if you actually have that good energy, then Chris might be thinking, you know what, I need to do a podcast. Oh shit, Tiffany, is Tiffany doing a podcast? She was so sweet when I met her, boom, boom, boom. If you're a bitch, if she was a bitch when she first met you, all of a sudden you're like, I don't want to fucking have to work with that person. I don't want to do it. So in a way, karma isn't I help you with your bag and all of a sudden I get $20 comes out of a tree, but it is karma in opportunity.
Yeah, I tell y'all all the time, manners will take you where money won't. Like, I mean, that contrary to popular belief, that's why when I walk into a room, I say, what's up to everybody? I speak to everybody. I try to make, you know, I remember somebody told me that about Bill Clinton one time. They said, if you meet Bill Clinton for that moment makes you feel like
you're the most important. Yeah.
And that's what I attempt to do. Because I do feel like everybody's important. Like, like I shake all the camera people's hand. I'm going to shake the audience members' hands. I'm going to talk to the PA people, everybody. Like, I'm going to show everybody love.
Right.
Because I want everybody to leave and be like, yo, you know what? Fuck with Charlamagne.
Because you never know, dude.
And not only that spreads your goodwill to the universe. Like, people carry that with them.
That's the karma.
That's the motherfucking karma,
That's the karma
bro.
you live in, man.
That's the karma.
You know what it is? People want karma too immediately. They don't have the patience for it. It's like a conversation you have with somebody 5 months later could end up being a job that you get.
Yeah.
You know, they're looking for karma right now, and it's like, and maybe there is something to that Molly situation. Like, when I was feeling like I just wanted to give, people were way more receptive to me.
Right.
When you feel like you want to take from people, they're not really ready to give you anything. Like,
that's
when
real,
I hang out with Pastor Carl Lentz, all I feel like he wants to do is give.
The who?
He wants to, Carl, chill. You crazy.
Who's my guy,
I'm not
Carl?
that famous. This is just a friendship.
You look like Bieber a little bit.
I told you I was listening to that Bieber out there, Carl.
I love Carl, man. Salute
No,
to
but
Carl.
I'm saying is like, he's always in a position. I've noticed this a lot of time with religious folks. Like, they're just out here trying to, hey, can I help you with something? You did a great job. It's this constant give, right?
That's where I'm at in my life, bro. And I've been saying that I like to throw way more assists than I like to do score points. That shit is the most fulfilling feeling in the world.
Yeah.
I like to put people on. I like to introduce people to people.
Yeah.
I that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even gonna front. Like, if and that's part of like my anxiety that I've been dealing with, because I have guilt, to be honest with you.
Because of your success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, making a lot of money, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
What is the guilt about? What is that?
I don't know. I just feel like
what are you thinking? What?
Okay. I think about like not going to college.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that I'm stressing my daughters to do. I really want like them to go to college. Like, my daughter's always talking about Harvard and UCLA, and she's only 9, which I love.
That's
like,
great.
She's got all the Harvard, you know, paraphernalia hung up in her room. Cause whenever I go speak at Harvard, I go get it for her. Like, she got T-shirts, she got the posters, she got the wristbands, all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
UCLA is something she researched on herself because she loves gymnastics. You know what I'm saying? So she saw that's where I think Gabby or Simone, one of them went to UCLA.
Okay.
No, neither one of them went to UCLA. That's just the best gymnastics program in the country or something like that.
For college.
For college.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's something I'm always stressing to my daughters. And like, I'm really big on education. And like, my mother was a school teacher, but the most she ever made in her life was $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
So it's like, I make a lot of money. Like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what have I done?
Yeah.
To really
deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I deserve it. I've worked hard.
Yeah.
But are we really deserving of all of this shit? Like,
I can't.
Listen, I love to see people win.
I can't wait till I have that anxiety.
Listen,
it's too much money for me, dog.
I'm gonna tell you something. And I think about shit like this. I'm like,
no, for real, yeah.
Cardi B gets about $30,000.
Yeah.
To show up at a fucking club.
It's amazing.
My mom made $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
It's like, damn. So it's like, for me, the more I get, the more I just want to give. The more I get, the more I just want to give. You know what I'm saying? IRS gets theirs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My family gets theirs.
Yeah.
And then how can we help other people? You know what I mean? Like, that's my mindset constantly. How can we help other motherfucking people at all times?
You make an interesting point about like the guilt in success or even survival guilt. A lot of people feel this. This is a very common thing, especially when you're coming from a situation where you didn't expect maybe to have this kind of money or didn't even see this kind of money growing up. And I
expected success,
but maybe not all this money that was attached to it or something like that. I mean, no, I know you're doing well.
For me, I'm not Kevin Hart in none of these motherfuckers.
Sure.
But for me, I'm like, whoa.
And listen, it is great and well deserved. It's just interesting. It's just interesting that our brain is wired to constantly find problems.
It's a survival technique.
And it is a good thing. It is a survival.
Like it
is a survival technique, right?
I thought about this too.
And
otherwise you get soft, and that's when it falls apart.
Exactly.
You're right I thought about this too.
So real talk. Like, you think about Jews, right? Culturally, Jews are constantly stressed or anxious, right? You always hear it as a cultural thing. And, Woody Allen and shit jokes around about it. It's like, oh, I'm always stressed. But in a way, it's a great survival tool. The people who are saying, hey, is that a lion over there rustling?
Right.
Never got eaten by the lion. The people who were like, it ain't a lion, that's just a win.
There's also something
they got eaten by the lion.
Enjoying yourself out in nature and not always worrying about a lion around the next corner. And that's something that Jews struggle with because they're constantly seeing lions in every prairie.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
So some people can hang out in the prairie and have a great time.
So here's the balance. The balance, and it's one of the things I've been asking myself of late. It's like, can you be successful in the way we see success, right?
Yeah.
Not successful in terms of spiritually or successful in terms of like family, but like career success and happy? Or is unhappiness the fuel for success?
Well, I think
it might be the fucking fuel. Dude.
I think happiness is success. I think that anything you've ever read, like Dr. Wayne W. Dyer, Power of Intention, he talks about these things. He talks about how we are not our things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not our things. We're not our jobs. We're not our money.
You're not your house.
We're not our house. We're not none of this. You know what I'm saying? And like, you really have to separate yourself from that, because it's plenty of multi-millionaires, billionaires that are probably unhappy as fuck. Like, I was talking to
majority.
Greg T. I was talking to Greg T from Elvis Show. Greg T walked in. Greg T's always a happy-go-lucky guy. I go, what up, Greg T? I go, you good? He go, I'd be better if I was Ryan Seacrest. I said, you don't know that.
X.
You don't know that. And, and that's the truth to the matter. And that's what I say to anybody whenever they say, well, if I had such. You don't know that.
And that's what Russell Simmons always taught me. I know a lot of unhappy billionaires.
That's the truth.
He's like, you go into a billionaire's house and open up their medicine cabinet. You know what you're going to see?
Oh, tons of pills.
Antidepressants.
You're going to see happiness. You're going to see some kind of key to happiness right there. And I think what it is, and we spoke about this when Chester Betting, whatever the guy died from Lincoln Park. And but I think what it is people like the three of us in this room chase success in a lot of ways to fill the void, right? The more shows I get, the more happy. Once I have this sitcom, I'll be happy. Once I got a movie, I'll be happy. Once I got my comedy special, I'll be happy. Once I have this, and then everything that we get, we just go, well, I've never done an action movie. I got to do an act. I got to be a lead in an action movie. Then we get the action movie. I never produced an action movie. So we keep chasing this success, and it's good in a way that it fuels our desire and it gets monetary gain. But in reality, are we any happier?
We're also not savoring it the way we should.
Absolutely not. I don't know if I'm happier now career-wise than I was on the come-up when I was hungry and there was all these, like that shit. I remember just goofing around, having fun all the time. I wasn't thinking about bills. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm so grateful for what I have, but in terms of actual happiness, I don't know if it's shifted.
I'm not I'm happy.
But with family, right? You have your daughters, you have your wife, you have your friends.
I'm happy with success. My thing is just making sure I see it all the way through. And I don't even mean like see it all the way through as far as like everything I want to accomplish career-wise.
Yeah.
Seeing everything all the way through as far as utilizing the platforms that we have to actually create and make change. Because years ago, a decade or so ago, I had a medium run up on me. Did I talk about that in the book? I think I wrote about that in the book.
Well, no, you talked about it. We didn't put it in there.
I didn't put it in there?
Outside of the station.
Tell us.
That'll be in the next book.
Yeah.
Well, I had a medium run up on me, and the medium just basically was telling me, like, you know, I'm going to achieve all of my goals relatively easy. But when I get to where I'm supposed to be, I'm here to deliver a message. He told me this a decade or so ago.
Your life is like a fucking Shakespearean play. I'm tired of like sitting around and watching Hamlet every single day. You got witches popping up out of nowhere, mediums.
By the way, most people lives do play out like a Shakespearean play. It's the tragedy. Yeah. Then it's the triumph.
Maybe that's why he's such a good playwright.
Maybe you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Like, and those are the kind of stories I'm attracted to. By the way, I mean that's why Tiffany's story intrigues me so much, because Tiffany has every reason to be a failure.
Overcoming tragedy.
She has every
being triumphant
single reason to be a failure, and she's a woman. And she's black on top of just the circumstances that life threw at her, but you'll never get that out of her when you had a conversation. She tells her story, but she is not that story. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
She tells that story, but she's not that story. In her mind, she's taken everything and turned it into a positive. That's why she calls herself the last black unicorn. You know, her book is going to be her book comes out December like 3rd or something like that. It's soon. Like December 3rd, her book comes out, The Last Black Unicorn. I cannot wait. But I'm just saying, like, she's the type of person that I listen to and I feed into, and I watch how they handle things, and it inspires me. I like Duval's like that to me.
Yeah.
Duval don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
All right? And the way he has doubled down on everything that's going on in his life.
R.I.P., man.
Oh,
R.I.P.
my God. Listen, John Wall, first of all, let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
John Wall crosses, let's pay these bills first.
All right, fine.
Let's pay this mid-roll.
Matter of fact, we are paying FanDuel.
Yeah, go ahead. I got to pee anyway.
Yeah, FanDuel could have put some money on this game right here. Today's episode of Brilliant Idiots is brought to you by FanDuel, okay? FanDuel, what you needed to do is have a way to bet on the consistency and the integrity of Lil Duval's ankles. Okay, he was playing in a charity basketball game. I believe it was Ludacris' charity basketball game. He was playing defense against John Wall, and John Wall, for lack of a better word, really hit him with the hezzy. He dropped him hard. I think at one point in time, his body was completely paralyzed. He went rigor mortis, and he started diving towards the hardwood. It was very peculiar. And then right before he hit the hardwood, his brain came back too, and he was able to protect his face from smashing against the floor. Point is, Lil Duval will never be playing basketball again. It's very sad. This is somebody who I care deeply about, and you guys should have been involved in that. So let's get involved with the charity games in the future. But FanDuel is back, okay? And football fans, we are ready for you. Fantasy football is pretty much, I would say, the biggest.
I believe so. Out of all the fantasy sports, I think football is king.
Undeniably, right? Yeah. I think there's $1 billion industry just in fantasy.
Right.
It's unbelievable what's going on. I mean, you guys all play, so you already know this. Point is, there's so many contests that you can choose from, and they all start at $1. Just pick a contest, choose your team, and then watch the score in real time. That's it. All right? Fantasy football's for everyday fans. It's not just for these extreme fans. You go handle your business. I play fantasy football. I got several leagues. Hey, I'm in it, real talk, for the shit talk. I'm in it for the shit talk. A lot
of people are in it for the money, though, so I think that's why they like FanDuel. Can we do something? Every year we try to do it.
Yeah.
We need a commissioner for the Idiots Fantasy League.
Oh, yes.
Great. Somebody, one of you fans out there.
So, message us.
Hit us on Twitter.
If you'd like to be the commissioner.
Tell us why you're the right commish.
Okay.
We'll set it up, and let's get a real Idiots.
Yeah, give us your resume. Why you would be a great, brilliant idiot FanDuel League commish. Okay. Would you suspend Ezekiel Elliott for the first game when he's playing against my Giants? Would you do that?
He's playing.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They should have suspended his ass. Anyway, the point is, over 2.5 million players have won a cash prize playing fantasy sports on FanDuel. So don't miss out for another minute, all right? You got to sign up today. Go to FanDuel.com, click the Join Now button, and use our code IDIOTS. New users get free entry into the NFL Sunday Million with over $1 million in cash prizes when you make your first deposit on FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com and sign up with the promo code IDIOTS. That's FanDuel.com, promo code IDIOTS. Void where prohibited. And again, send us a video of your resume, why you should be the commissioner for the Brilliant Idiots FanDuel League, and let's get it busy. I want this shit talk to spew this year with football.
And listen, man, a lot of people were hitting us up, sending us the video of John Wall crossing over Little Duval, and I mean, my initial reaction was like, Little Duval's 5 feet tall. John Wall is an elite NBA player.
Yeah,
that's
max
what's supposed
contract.
to happen. Yeah, especially when you're a comedian. That's the best possible scenario for Duval, unless you're going to steal the ball from John Wall and then do a backwards 360 dunk, which we know wasn't going to happen.
Or you hit him with the hezzy and just score, but whatever.
But
it's not. I'm not going to compare everybody to me.
A lot of people was also hitting me saying like, "Yo, it looked personal." Come to find out, John Wall has a lot of members of the trans community in his family, so he was taking that out on Duval.
No.
That's the word.
Are you saying that John Wall has trans DNA?
I don't know. I'm just saying he has a lot of trans people in his family, or a couple people in his family who are trans.
Putting gas on the fire right now?
Am I making things up?
Yeah.
What you mean? Yes, but you can't tell me that's not a good headline. I cannot believe nobody ran with that. You know what pissed me off about this whole situation? I'm like, see, we have such ADD that nobody remembers shit. I'm like, this is what y'all was supposed to do. You're supposed to take this and make up this headline right here. Boom, you got it.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hope you never own a newspaper. I really do. Oh, God.
I'm going to tell you the book you must read.
Fucking place.
You must read Ryan Holiday's book, Trust Me, I'm Lying.
Okay.
Where Ryan talks about how for years that was his job.
Is to lie to people.
To make up headlines, to manipulate. There was one time, remember Tucker Max?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Tucker Max had a movie or something coming out. Ryan was Tucker's PR or whatever.
Right.
Ryan pulls up to some place in L.A., spray paints all Tucker Max's shit. Fuck you, Tucker. You hate you, whatever. Took pictures of it, sent it to a site, and said, look what they're fucking doing. And it took off.
I've often said we should just stage protests against the idiots. That's the best thing you could do.
Yo, that is the best. Look, if there's one thing that we have to be grateful, I don't want to say grateful, but there's one thing we can compliment Trump on, it's exposing fake news.
No.
No, I'm being serious.
Because you know why? Because he is. If you read this book, Trust Me, I'm Lying, you realize that's what they do. Like he's the master at it.
He's absolutely master. But he's absolutely master.
He creates it, but then calls it out.
He creates it as well. But there is one thing. My whole life growing up, I thought anything written in the New York Times was fact. I thought anything written in the Daily News was fact. The Post was a little iffy. But now I am skeptical. And now what I do is I go research both sides. Dude, the New York Times, after the Conor McGregor-Mayweather fight, and we will talk about this on this podcast, after the Conor McGregor-Mayweather fight, posted a link that said,
he was
Mayweather wins, Conor's face bloodied and broken.
That was stupid.
Conor didn't have a single
scratch on
ounce of blood on his face.
Okay.
No, real quick, Chris. If there's not the due diligence to even look at a fucking picture.
That was ridiculous.
And you're willing to put that out there.
That was ridiculous.
I mean, it was
I'm not
absurd.
Even gonna lie, that was ridiculous.
Right.
Now that type of...
We're talking about articles on policy, on investigations, corruption, climate change.
I understand what you're saying, Chris. I understand what you're saying. But
not whether a guy
if there's that lack of integrity...
You can't trust him.
In reporting... You can't trust them. It is a fact, and it forces you to go check it out. It's and they never apologized for it. They never redacted it.
I don't know. By the way,
salute to the killed talking on the mic, eating on the mic.
By the way, salute to the Rolling Stone.
Okay.
Rolling Stone put out a headline about me.
What'd they say?
It said, Janet Mock responds to Charlamagne the God's transphobic comments.
Okay.
Comments that I never made.
Right.
They were made by my guy, Little Duval.
Right. Throw him under the bus. Okay. Hasn't he had enough?
We all got
Hasn't he taken enough?
We've seen the video.
Week?
We all saw the video.
Florida's about to be underwater.
And if y'all expecting Duval to give $7 million like Beyonce did to Houston, y'all out of y'all damn mind.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So,
yo, you know what? Duval is prepared. All his scuba diving and shit. He is ready for Florida to be underwater. I mean, I think that might be exactly what you should do. Put on those flippers, get your little tank, go out there and look at some fishes, you know?
But salute to Rolling Stone.
Okay.
We decided to make a donation to the National Black Justice Coalition.
Okay.
Which is a organization that supports gay rights, specifically the gay rights of black and brown people.
Okay.
And so, they made a little mistake. They apologized for it. And then we made a donation. So that's all beautiful. You know what I mean? But that goes back to the type of stuff we're talking about when it comes to journalism.
So don't talk shit about Charlamagne the God, because you're going to have to cough up some bread. That's what you're
I'm holding everybody accountable.
Everybody holds me accountable. Some bread.
Do people not hold me accountable?
They do.
People hold my words accountable all the time. So I'm holding everybody else accountable. And I totally agree with you when it comes to journalism and all that good shit, bro. Like certain publications, y'all not allowed to make those mistakes.
Because when you make those, your entire business model is based on truth. Mm-hmm. The second I can't let me just get it out, Chris.
Come on.
Your entire business model is based on truth. You have information that I don't have. So I am trusting the truth in your information. The second I see that you don't have the due diligence to see if it's true or not, I can't trust a headline. You have to acknowledge that.
I don't know about this particular situation. I've read the New York Times for decades. Do I take everything they write as gospel? No. I process it. I apply my own thoughts to it. But historically, do they do excellent reporting? Absolutely. Historically, do they get to the bottom of situations? Absolutely.
But I think sometimes with the websites, and I could be wrong,
there's a rush.
It's a rush.
There's a rush.
And I think they be letting people blog.
There is with websites a rush. But here's the problem. When you say that you give Trump credit, and maybe it's not credit, but anything, the Trump thing, Trump is setting it up so that when, and I've said it before, but it bears repeating, when a New York Times does the due diligence,
you can discredit it,
and finds out the financial irregularities, the cheating, the tax evasion, the fraud, and all that stuff, when they come up with that, he has a very easy, fake news, and people are going to buy it. It's not going to be fake news.
You're right. And Chris, you're 100% right.
And the most important thing in a country, I really do believe this, even maybe more so than freedom of religion, is you have to have a strong, independent press.
Sure.
You have to have a press that can go after presidents, whether it's Obama, Clinton, Trump, whoever. When the president of the United States starts attacking the very concept of the press, attacking the very concept of reporting on him, that's the most dangerous thing a president's done that I can think of.
100% agreed.
Huge.
Real quick, 100% agreed, Chris.
Yeah.
But that isn't possible without the New York Times and other.
Bring me some other shit other than Conor McGregor had a fucking bruise on his face.
Chris.
Bring me something real.
If you're not listening, it's because you don't want to hear the truth.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, but the people aren't listening at home.
Okay.
The only way he can attack them for being fake is if they put out shit that isn't true. And if they never do that, then he can't call them fake news. But the fact that they do it, and all the organizations do it, everything from CNN to Fox News, all of them so often.
I'm not talking about, I'll give you CNN.
Put out, fair enough.
I'm talking the Washington Post and the New York Times.
Sure. So all I'm saying is, the only way he can discredit them is if they discredit themselves. So they have to have more journalistic integrity. And if that means not being the first person to tweet something out, or not being the first person to put out a blog article.
First, you should want to be right. Because the truth of the matter is, Donald Trump could be lying on every single news organization until they fuck up. And then when they fuck up, all you got to do is say, see? And all it takes is one time.
One time.
All right. Bring me more than
Listen, if you cheat one time, you're a cheater.
Unfortunately, you are.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying, Chris. I'm on your side.
Because you're a faithful
You're a
motherfucker.
Good, faithful husband.
Say it
I am
2 times for the people in the back.
And I am now. I've changed my ways.
I've definitely changed my ways. But
all right,
when I was out there, I was out there.
I do want to tell. I know it's not going to be.
Are we going to talk about the McGregor?
We got
it. That's like so long ago.
Real quick, I want to talk about one because it's not going to be a. It's not going to be a Burning Man year if I don't have a good gay story for you. So I was looking for Wi-Fi out there because I wasn't sure if we were doing the podcast or not, and I was trying to figure out if I could get in touch with you guys and figure out what was going on. So I'm trying to look for Wi-Fi. There is a tent, and it has a sign that says free Wi-Fi.
Right.
So I go in.
Free Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi.
No such thing as a free lunch.
Burning Man.
Oh, yes, it does. So I go in there, and I'm trying to sign on, and dude, this is a dream. The tent has an air conditioning. It has a bed. It has pillows. It looks like some shit like some Moroccan king would put concubines in.
Right.
I'm like, dude, this is perfect. Are you kidding? I asked the guy, what's the Wi-Fi network? He points. It goes over there. Little bit of a red flag, but I didn't notice it. The Wi-Fi network was cum guzzling aliens. So So I type in "cum guzzling aliens" to my phone and try to get on. It doesn't work, right? I see another guy. He walks by. He has two.
Did you spell cum right?
I spelled it absolutely right. The guy walks by shirtless. He's in a little, not a thong underwear, but like the little tighty whities, right?
Do guys go nude at Burning Man?
Oh, everybody's nude.
It's a shame
Girls,
Rock's not
guys,
in no more. If Rock was in, that's a great name for a rock group.
Right.
So,
cum guzzling
aliens, right? So a guy walks up. He has two nipple rings. Right, he goes, or two nipple piercings. He's got a little almost thong on, and that's all he's wearing.
Okay.
And he walks by me, and I go, "Hey, man, do you know how to, get on the internet or whatever?" And he goes, "Oh, no, that's fake." And I go, "Oh, okay, all right. Well, appreciate that." Now I feel guilty just leaving because remember, this is a gifting economy. I don't want to take advantage of you, right? I'm also wearing a blouse. Right? Because it's Burning Man. You don't wear whatever the fuck you want out there, right? So he goes, he gets a drink, and then he comes back and he sits down. And you know that like thought pose that like girls do where they like sit on their knees and they sit on their feet?
He's like, nigga, what you doing in this tent?
So listen.
You know there's a Coke can in the shower in this tent.
The fucking tent might have been a Coke can.
Yes.
It should have been, right? So he's sitting down. He's sitting down right here. And he comes real close to my face pretty much. Right? And he goes,
on your face?
No, don't say that. So he comes right up next to me and he sits down. His nipples are poking out. His back is kind of arched. And he goes, "Hey, do you want a cock ring?" I go, "No, I was just looking for some Wi-Fi or whatever."
I love white people. That is such a great white story.
Yeah, wait
White
for it. And then he goes, but I was like, "I'm good." And he goes, "Oh, no. Like, I would put it on." Well, in that case, yeah, I definitely want a cock ring. I mean, that was the thing I was worried about is this cock ring, right? Now, I obviously, I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't want a cock ring.
No. So did you let him put it on?
No. But then he goes like this. Then he goes like, he wouldn't quit. He goes, "No, it's not gay." And I go, "Bro, I don't know what's going on right now. I just want some Wi-Fi. I ain't trying to get cock rings and shit like that. Please leave me alone, right?" But now listen, I'm a little. This is after I did the mushrooms. I got a lot of anxiety and I got a little insecurity, right? My brain.
Can I take him?
No, my
brain.
brain.
Take from me?
I wasn't worried if I could fight him because it's Burning Man. I was worried that if I did accept his cock ring, what if it didn't fit? Like nothing would be worse than the dude putting the cock ring on and it's loose and him having to take it off and going, "Oh, let me get a different size for you. Why don't I fit you with something a little bit more snug?"
Jesus Christ.
Bro,
how'd you get out the fucking tent?
I waited for a couple minutes till everybody could, so it wouldn't feel like I was just a jerk taking advantage. And then I just got up and I walked out looking for some more Wi-Fi. I didn't find some Wi-Fi.
Do you think you missed some sort of code or there was some sort of understanding that you didn't pick up on?
Absolutely. And I couldn't feel bad for him because...
What kind of code is, let me put this cock ring on you?
No, I mean before that.
I mean, I'm in a tent with fucking AC, pillows, cum guzzling aliens, and I'm wearing a blouse.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sounds like a very comfortable place to get fucked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you know how they, there was that Dave Chappelle joke, like just because I'm dressed this way doesn't mean I would ever. But on some real shit, I felt like, hey man, just because I'm dressed this way doesn't mean you can fuck me, but you should definitely hit on me.
Listen,
I'm dressed in a way where you should. I'm looking for dick.
The air conditioner is blasting because that sodomy can get hot. It can get warm.
It can get sticky.
Warm in those buttholes.
It's
all right?
guzzling the cum.
All right, and you get fucking the bed is nice and comfy. Okay, I bet you the bed's on the floor.
Right on the floor.
On the floor, so you know why?
Right
You can get on your knees and turn the goddamn around and assume the position.
Right on the floor.
Right?
Yo.
God bless Burning Man, man.
You heard the guy ran into the fire?
Yeah,
I heard that he died.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
Me too. I know it sounds
That's Burning Man. Every time I thought they burnt men for real out that
my
motherfucker.
Man took it 100%. Literally, he pulled a fucking Khaleesi, bro. He thought it was Game of Thrones in there. The dude went on the final burn. On the final day, they burned this giant wooden structure, and this man and everybody's supposed to watch it. And the dude just fucking hoofed it. Apparently, they caught him, brought him back, and then he ran again.
Oh, he was trying to kill himself.
Game over.
The Burning Man at Burning Man.
Real talk. I think he was the only person that died. That was the most shocking thing.
The dope thing about it, now you got a story. Like if I was to go to Burning Man next year, I'd be telling the story of this ghost. You ever heard of the Burning Man at Burning Man? And I'd be telling this story about this guy who killed himself at Burning Man, and now he haunts this place every year.
Yo.
That's the new story, especially when everybody's high as a motherfucker.
The ghost of Burning Man.
The ghost of fucking Burning Man.
Damn.
What else? Oh, the fight.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about the fight. What was your take?
I mean, it went down exactly how we thought it was going to go down.
Right.
It just lasted a little bit longer, which I found out today from Mr. Oscar De La Hoya. Mayweather did on purpose because he bet on himself, and he bet on himself that the fight would get stopped in the 10th fucking round, which is totally illegal. But he said that's what Mayweather did.
He tried to bet on himself. They wouldn't allow him.
No. Oscar De La Hoya said he bet on himself.
Well, okay. So, yeah. Okay.
Oscar De La Hoya said he carried him for the first 4 or 5 rounds. It's clear as day. It stopped him in the 10th. Like he knew that was going. We all knew. First of all, we keep telling y'all, boxing stamina is different from any other stamina on this earth, bro. If you're not used to being in that motherfucking ring sparring, you're going to be winded. I sparred with Sean Porter for 3 rounds. It took me 3 days to catch my fucking breath. Okay, let's be clear on that. Conor McGregor looked exactly how I expected him to look. Couldn't keep his arms up, mouth open. It's like, man, please get me the fuck out of here. Like, it was, as we knew that was going to happen.
I was impressed by you when you went after Sean. I thought you were going to fight a lot more conservatively.
Oh, those are just bursts of energy. Like, those are just like,
but you even went to go swing. It was,
and then you realize, it's not a good idea.
No, not at all.
Boxer will just sit there and wait on you. Now you're done.
That's it.
Now you're done. I hit you with everything I got. Now I just got to sit here and try to catch my breath.
It takes a lifetime to develop the stamina for a 12-round fight.
Without question.
But, okay, so a couple things. One thing, let's give some credit to Conor. I said Conor wouldn't land a single meaningful punch in the whole fight, and in my estimation, he landed 3. There were 2 counter uppercuts. And what Floyd does against the southpaw is, like I said he was going to do, he leads with the straight right. Right, that's what he did against Manny. That's what he done against all the southpaws. He leads with that straight right hand, and he tried to lead with the straight right. Conor, who actually does have elite head movement, I will give him credit on that. He slipped it, and he caught Floyd with a left uppercut.
But we got to stop acting like Floyd was fighting like Floyd.
But we'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that in a second. He still slipped it, which most fighters would not be able to do, and he caught him with that lead left. He caught him with the uppercut. I think those 2 punches extended the fight at least 3 rounds. Because what Floyd was going to do, he was going to walk him down. He was going to keep popping with that right. He was going to get him out of there. And what happened was he noticed that Conor could slip a punch well and counter. So what he did is, okay, I'm going to go to the body. I'm going to take this guy into deep waters, and then I'm going to drown this motherfucker. And that's exactly what the fuck he did.
Oscar De La Hoya said Floyd carried him for 4 or 5 rounds. Said he could have knocked him out 6th, 7th round. I heard him 6th, 7th round. He carried him to the 10th on purpose. Well, he was like, Oscar De La Hoya, and I forgot about this stat. He said, you telling me that the greatest defensive fighter of all time, the greatest technical fighter of all time, only lands 4 punches in 4 rounds? It was like 4 punches in 4 rounds.
In the first round, he only landed 4 punches. But look, Mayweather...
And 7, 7 in the first 4. 7. It was like a light number. I remember seeing the stat.
Well, no, he started to land in the 4th. But I mean, it was punch to the head that he was landing, because he was landing to the body. But the point, I guess the point of the situation is, okay, let's call out the obvious. People are like, oh, Conor made it until the 10th round.
No, he didn't.
First of all, he made as far as
Floyd wanted it to go. Exactly.
And this is how you know. The betting spread was 9.5 rounds. Okay? If you bet for a knockout, it had to be within 9.5 rounds. You think it's a coincidence that Floyd knocks him out in the 9.5 round? No,
that's what De La Hoya said.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence at all. What was very surprising to me is Conor's, and I called this before, I thought Conor would have a little bit of power. I was surprised that he was utterly powerless. Like, I don't want to say women can't hit, because some women hit harder than Conor in a boxing ring. Like Ann Wolfe hits much harder, but I would say he is the boxing power of maybe like a 115-pound fighter in boxing. And the thing is, it's about distance. In MMA is fought at a much further distance, right? So
and it's about striking, keeping people off you.
You can load up on punches.
Yeah.
You have room to load up. Boxing is fought in a phone booth. So what a boxer does is generates power in a small amount of space. Conor was not able to generate power in a small amount of space. He could, and what Floyd realized was, if I smother him, if I walk him down, he doesn't have the room to let that big left hand go. He has no right hand whatsoever. And he can't actually put the combinations together because he has no balance. So he smothered him. That left hand couldn't go, and Conor was literally powerless. He would walk Conor down, get hit by little pot shots, and then just punish this motherfucker.
You've never seen Mayweather walk anybody down.
I know. Dude.
You've never seen Mayweather
That's
be
the other
the
thing.
aggressor.
People say, oh, Conor landed 108 punches. That's more than Manny Pacquiao landed. He landed the amount of punches Floyd allowed.
Exactly.
Floyd wasn't doing a defensive boxing style. He was walking right into him. He knew that Conor Conor had no power,
None.
so he was walking through the power. I mean, he landed 3 clean shots on Floyd, and Floyd gobbled him up Pac-Man style and kept fucking coming.
Listen, not even no clean punches. How about those little hammer punches?
Oh, I mean, I was...
That's
That's muscle memory, though. I feel like on some level, you're just doing exactly what you've been, doing for years.
I mean, I guess the fight was entertaining. You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was great.
I hated people tweeting me saying things like, "You acting like that's not the best boxing match we've seen in a minute." You don't watch boxing, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it boils down. You don't watch boxing. If you watch boxing, it's been much better boxing matches.
Absolutely.
Keith Thurman, Sean Porter was a great boxing match.
That was unbelievable.
Triple G, Danny Jacobs was a great boxing match. Like, y'all don't watch boxing, so you don't know what a good fucking fight is.
But this was still exciting because
it was exciting.
In the first 3 rounds, we were so shocked that Conor looked like he had a chance.
No, he didn't. Come on.
The first 3 rounds,
the first thing I tweeted was, Conor looks way more stupider than I thought he would.
Listen,
he fought flat-footed as a motherfucker.
Right.
Like, it was bad. Like, I'm like, and when he literally came out like this.
What the
fuck is he doing? Like, it was bad, man. And then watching Floyd laugh, it was a sparring. It was a fucking $1 billion sparring.
Well, if you watch Floyd sparring, he does the exact same thing. He will, in sparring, he's much more willing to engage, and he'll walk you down, tire you out, and then he'll just drown you. And that's the thing that got me really annoyed. All these myths came out after the fight. They're like, oh, Conor's conditioning wasn't good. This has nothing to do with Conor's conditioning. Floyd took his conditioning. When you go to the body on somebody, 2 things. When you attack their body, you take away their legs, right? And 2, when you put constant pressure on somebody, you're walking them down, you break their will and their heart. Conor, don't get me wrong, he is an excellent MMA fighter and he has an excellent record, but when pressure is applied to him, he gets anxious and he tires and he gets nervous. And Floyd realized that because he's a cerebral fighter. Floyd broke him mentally. Floyd realized Conor can't handle the pressure. And the second Floyd started walking him down, you'll notice Conor kept looking up at the ring timer. How much time is left?
I think Conor knew he didn't stand a chance. Conor sold the fucking fight talking that shit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. Imagine if Conor McGregor had fought Canelo Alvarez at Triple G. He would have died.
Well, because the weight is better. Like,
he would have died.
He would have died, but it's the weight. Like, think about it. Conor came in there weighing 30 pounds more than Mayweather.
If he'd have fought Terrence Crawford, he'd have died.
No, I mean, Terrence is great. Don't get me wrong, but
Terrence is hard, bro.
But the weight is what makes the difference in the height, right? So it's like
Terrence,
Triple
what, 143?
No, 140. He fights at like 140.
140.
Yeah.
What's McGregor?
McGregor came into
like
that
139
fight.
or some shit?
No. He had to weigh 154 for the fight, but he came in weighing 170, maybe 174.
Was it that much?
Yeah, so he gained.
I remember looking at the weights like, damn, they fighting
154.
Low.
And Floyd came in 149. But Floyd probably fought at 149. He fought at his weight, whereas Conor gained at least 15 pounds overnight.
Well, Canelo kills you then, because Canelo comes in at 180.
No, not that high. Not that high. No. That's
Sean Porter's pop said on fight night, Canelo comes in at 180.
That's absurd.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, that's because he's not even that tall, Canelo. Point is, Conor was in there punching with a much smaller guy and still didn't have the power to hurt him. With 8-ounce gloves, they shrunk the glove. Like, that's how confident Mayweather was that he couldn't fucking hit. Say what?
Errol Spence kills Conor McGregor.
Errol Spence. Well, here's the other thing. Errol Spence will destroy him. But here's the other thing. People go, oh my God, it was an early stoppage. First of all, if you don't throw punches for a minute and you're getting hit in the head, you stop the fight. For a minute straight, this guy didn't throw any punches. You stop the fight.
God.
Second of all, it came out after the fight that he got mild traumatic brain damage. Which is essentially another way of saying concussion. So he concussed him, which is good. But here's the thing. Boxing is a much more dangerous sport to your body than MMA. MMA, you get hit with one shot, maybe another one on the ground, and it's over.
Boxing's repeated.
Thank you.
Like repeated blows to the fucking head.
It's like football in a lot of ways. Football is just boom, over
constant
and over
contact,
again. Constant contact.
Even when you're not getting tackled, just hitting another human being. Boom.
That's it.
Absolutely.
So Conor out here talking about, I want him to put me down. If you want to raise your kid, just let the fight get stopped. Because if he puts you down, that might be brain damage for the rest of your life.
You might be fucked up.
You might be fucked up for the rest of your life. So you better thank Robert Byrd for stopping that fight right there so that you can enjoy your child and you can continue to fight again if you choose. Because Floyd could have literally damaged you for the rest of your fucking life.
He still might have. We don't know. Like
right.
McGregor might have a little CTE or some shit, man.
Bro, it could happen. I mean, that's what happens out here with in boxing. It's just a very different sport. I also hate how all these MMA fans are talking about how Conor was going to knock him out, and now they're happy with a consolation prize. What the fuck is it, bro?
Shut the fuck up.
What do you want? Is he going to knock him out, or he went 10 rounds for the greatest?
Your
now
boy
you got a
his
Robert
ass
E. Lee
kicked.
statue? Fuck you.
He got his ass kicked. By boxing standards, he got his ass kicked.
Bro, and what a beautiful way for Floyd to go out. I really think Floyd is the best ever. I think he's the greatest boxer in history.
Greatest defensive fighter ever.
That's without a doubt. I think
he's
the greatest.
Say the best boxer ever.
So let's have the combo. Who's better than him?
I mean, it's a lot of people, man. I mean, like, people always go with Muhammad Ali, but you got to look at guys like Sugar Ray Leonard, man. Sugar Ray Leonard was a beast. Go watch Sugar Ray Leonard in his prime, and it made me watch that because
Sugar lost.
So what? And that's the other thing. Like
lost.
Oscar De La Hoya talked about that today.
But he fought too.
Exactly.
So did Floyd.
The undefeated record. It's like men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But it's a little shaky.
Why?
Because it don't. It's like, okay, so you're undefeated. What does that mean? Like,
that means you're undefeated. The only thing you could take away from Floyd is that he didn't have competition, but he did have competition. He fought everybody.
He had a haggler.
He didn't have a haggler. He didn't have a Hearns.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen,
put it like this. The guys Sugar Ray lost to are arguably like top 10, bro.
No, they're not.
Where would Duran?
That's the thing. Duran maybe.
Duran.
When you think about it, the guys
Hagler,
Hearns was nasty.
So let's go through. I mean, Hearns was nasty, and Hagler was absolutely amazing. But I thought Hagler beat Leonard in that fight. I thought that Leonard kind of stole that by like doing the little pot shots at the end of the round. But that's
and those guys used to fight, bro.
But they used to fight. But here's the thing.
Fight.
Here's
that's
the thing.
What I'm
saying. We're criticizing and we're punishing Floyd for his dominance. Like when you think about it. Let's think about the people that Floyd fought. He fought undefeated Ricky Hatton, finished him. He fought Oscar De La Hoya, fought Diego Corrales,
old Oscar De La Hoya,
Jose Luis Castillo. He fought Zab Judah when Zab was
decent,
was a real
he
champion.
Was prime.
Prime Zab.
Young Canelo.
He fought young hungry Canelo and wiped him. Like the guy didn't land a single fucking punch. Who else? I mean, there's a long Shane Mosley. Like, you could go through a long list of only champions.
I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not mad at anybody Floyd fought because that's what was out there.
Cotto. He fought Cotto.
Yeah, all of that was
Pacquiao.
You can only fight. That's what I told Oscar De La Hoya today.
Manuel Marquez.
That's what I told De La Hoya today because he was saying Floyd never fought nobody. I'm like, well, first of all, most of those are your fighters. That's number one.
Oh, you interviewed Oscar?
Yeah, at him on Breakfast Club.
Oh my God! Why didn't you tell me that? I would love to just sit in on that. I'm a huge boxing fan.
I should have told. I didn't even think about it. I'm like, most of them were your fighters. Number one, and number two, you can't be mad at him fighting what's out there. He fought the competition that was presented to him. And like even when I asked Oscar, well, who did you want to see him fight? There's nobody he could mention.
Exactly.
Floyd fought what was out there.
He fought every single person out there, and he dominated them, thoroughly dominated them. The only person he didn't dominate in the first fight was Jose Luis Castillo, and everybody else he dominated, including Oscar. I mean, it was a split decision, but, I mean, Floyd dominated the second half of that fight.
I will say, though, man, if you watch those old fights, man, the way they used to fight, I'm surprised any of them
can speak,
yep. Can fucking walk. Like, they used to fuck each other. I'm talking about out the gate. I don't remember which Leonard Sugar Ray and Hagler fight it was.
You're thinking about Hagler Hearns.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
That shit was a brutal.
Everybody go YouTube the first round of Hagler Hearns. They say it's the greatest round in boxing history. Hearns, actually, there's a punch where he breaks his hand on Hagler's head, and you can see it. And I think the fight goes 3 rounds. Hagler finished him after 3 rounds. But Hagler's a fascinating story because Hagler retired and he became a movie star in Italy and has lived the rest of his career in Italy. And for as brutal and violent a fighter as he was, he's actually got his wits with him. He's quite charming.
It makes no sense. But I will say Floyd, by far, is the greatest defensive fighter of all time. But I will also say, too, that other than Marcus Maidana, I've never seen anybody attack Floyd the way that Hagler would attack people.
Because you can't. You get punished.
I agree. I mean, shit, Marcus Maidana threw 400 punches and only landed with 100?
You get punished.
So,
it hurts when you attack Floyd. It hurts bad.
Like, Maidana's the only person I've ever seen, come at Floyd. But I'm not taking nothing away from Floyd. He's the greatest defensive fighter of all time. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's the greatest ever. And I also
the best ever? I don't know.
I think he's the greatest ever, and I think no one comes close. That's...
Because if we go records, what's the guy record he beat?
Rocky Marciano.
Rocky Marciano. Yeah. The only person that comes close to him, record-wise, was Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
You ever see him fight Meldrick Taylor?
Yeah.
That's...
Unbelievable fight.
Unbelievable
fight. I mean, you got JCC was crazy. So Julio Cesar Chavez, not Jr., Julio Cesar Chavez went, I think, 89-0, right? Or 67-0 or something like that. Now, there is an issue, though.
What?
Nah, he was
in his
115 and he won 107, so he lost.
No, but his initial 89
yeah.
fights or something like that, he was undefeated. Now, in his 13th fight or 15th fight, he hit somebody after the bell, and then they ended up getting knocked out or something like that, and then they disqualified him for it. So he didn't have a perfect record, and then somehow this got written off from the record books and then came back later as a victory. So there is a blemish in JCC's record.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, though?
No blemishes in Floyd's.
That perfect record thing in any sport is like, not only is it rare, it often kind of misconstrues people's legacies, man. Because Tom Brady is still the greatest quarterback of all time.
Sure.
I don't give a fuck what he lost 2 Super Bowls. He went to 7. Like, you're 5-2. Magic Johnson is 5-4 in NBA Finals. He's only in the league for 13 seasons. So that means out of 13 seasons, you went 9 times and won 5. People look at Jordan and be like, oh, he's 6-0. Great record. And it's I don't know if anybody will ever beat that. But it's like that. Well, Jordan's undeniably the greatest of all time in his profession. But Magic to me is like right there.
But here's the thing. You will make the argument, and I've heard you make it, that LeBron's record in finals isn't good enough to warrant.
Yeah, because he got a losing record in finals.
Sure. Now,
a losing record
so
in
here's
finals.
The thing. So
Kobe has a 5-2.
Sure.
Magic 5-4.
So you can't say that a record counts when it works for your argument, and then it doesn't count when it works against it. You got to keep the same energy.
No, not with LeBron, because LeBron got a losing record in finals.
Well,
a losing record in finals.
If Jordan is the best ever because he's 6-6 in finals, and a lot of people make that argument, then Floyd has to be the best ever because he's 50-0.
But Jordan's not just the best ever for finals, though.
But that is a huge argument that people make. They're like, he is 6-6 in the finals, and you know what? Floyd is 50-0 in
well, it's not only that he was 6-7 with LeBron. I think it's some of those losses. People felt like he didn't show up the way that Magic showed up in all the finals.
Sure,
Bird showed up.
Yeah.
Jordan showed up in all the finals. I mean, the thing with me, I'm not. You got to put Mayweather top 3.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because listen, I love Mike Tyson. We're going to have to stop with that one, too.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. If Roy Jones Jr. retired after he won, and I've always said this, if he retired after he won the heavyweight championship against John Ruiz, if he retired, he goes down as the greatest fighter in history.
Have you ever seen Roy Jones Jr. fight?
It is when
and he was defensive and he was offensive.
Power.
Roy was a beast.
It's rare that you see power and speed. Leonard had it. Sugar Ray Leonard had it,
man. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not taking Floyd out of any. He's definitely in the conversation.
Yeah.
But to say he's the best ever and just say it's based off record.
No, it's based on record, longevity, and competition. People try to take competition away, but I think he fought everybody who was there, and he utterly dominated them. Nobody came close. I just feel like he's the best ever, and I don't think there's anybody that's even in his league. That's how much better than everybody I think he is.
But the thing with Tyson, and I think I wasn't alive for Ali's heyday, they were cultural phenomenons, and it transcended boxing.
Correct.
Like Tyson at his prime, the night he lost, they interrupted I thought the president had been shot. I'm that serious. Like the only time I've seen them interrupt the news like that was with the president.
You're right, and I love Mike Tyson, but people figured Mike Tyson out. If he was taller than him, longer than him,
it was a brief moment. It was a brief moment.
Like Buster did it, Lennox, Holyfield. Mike didn't beat. Did he beat anybody elite?
He beat elite guys earlier in his career, and then
when he won the championship,
they set up Spinks. In retrospect, he was past his prime. Holmes was obviously past his prime.
Spinks, Holmes.
I mean, there were. I think
Riddick Bowe.
Razor Ruddock was legit. There were guys that he beat that were legit. Don't get me wrong, but I think you make a good argument, which is he got beat by elite fights, which matters. And
Buster's not even elite.
No, but Holyfield.
Holyfield, absolutely.
So, and I think that's a huge issue here, which is Mayweather's never been beaten by anybody. And if he doesn't, and the only reason we say these people are past their prime is because he put them there. If they had beaten Mayweather, we would say, oh no, they're still in their prime. But they lost to Mayweather, so it's like, oh, he fell off now.
Oscar said the only person that he wanted to see him fight was Pacquiao in his prime, and I was like, well, Pacquiao was on steroids.
Of course he was.
So Mayweather was kind of smart to avoid that.
Absolutely. And I think it's honestly racist. It's pure racism that we didn't call him out on his steroids. This is a foreign guy An
but it's
Asian
hard to
dude,
call a foreigner out on this stuff.
That's the thing.
He can't even speak English, so that's when he gets dumb and clueless. What?
No, not even that. I don't know, Jimmy. I don't know, Jimmy Kimmel. No, but what I say is racist is he said, I don't want blood taken because I'm superstitious. I feel like it takes away my power and energy. If a black dude in America, if Barry Bonds said, sorry, I don't want blood testing before the World Series because it takes away my power and energy, we'd be like, you are definitely cheating.
Fuck out of here, Pacquiao. If Magic Johnson is still giving blood samples, you have no
You gotta give that,
excuse.
cough that
I don't
shit
want to
up.
hear that shit.
Real talk.
The fuck is you talking about?
So I think it's
Floyd's definitely in the conversation. I mean, he's been great to witness. It's been great that we have a generational star like that. You know what I'm saying in the sport. Like it's like like same way you gotta appreciate Kobe. Like I saw Jordan. I saw the tail end of Magic. I saw Jordan. I saw Kobe. I got to see Shaq. I got to see Floyd Mayweather. I get to see Tom Brady. Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time.
You believe it 100%.
100%. And I'm not even. I don't even like the Patriots. Like he is by far the greatest quarterback of all time because I look at degree of difficulty in things.
Okay.
Right. First of all, you know how hard it is to go to 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
7 super. Like we take that shit for granted. 7. We have seen the Patriots go to 7 Super Bowls. He's won 5.
Let me ask you this question: can you name a receiver? Can you name a dominant receiver?
Randy Moss is the only one.
And did they win with him?
No, but guess what? When he had one, they was undefeated.
They were
for the whole season.
They were, but think about that. You can't name a dominant receiver that Brady had. That speaks to the legacy.
I can only name 3 of his receivers, maybe
Edelman,
4. Edelman,
Welker,
Moss, Grunk,
and Grunk's a fucking tight end.
And I know fucking the Mexican that killed everybody, Aaron Hernandez. All right, or Spanish, whatever, Latino, whatever he was that killed everybody. And has but he's by far. First of all, the last Super Bowl proves it.
Yeah.
That's degree of difficulty counts for something, people.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to see you just breeze through. Maybe that's why we don't just give it up to Mayweather like that. Because for the most part of his career, he just breezed through motherfuckers, right?
He was too dominant.
He breezed through people.
Sometimes when you're too dominant, we don't give you the credit because we say, maybe that's it. Maybe that's why we give it up to Leonard. We give it up to Hearns and Hagler.
Muhammad Ali.
We give it to
Muhammad Ali lost the championship, came back and won it. Muhammad Ali didn't fight for 3 years and still came back and won it.
Instead of thinking you're so great, we go, oh, your competition wasn't good enough. Maybe you're so incredible that your competition seems not good enough.
Yeah, and degree of difficulty. Same thing with Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan retired because his father got killed. So he came back. Mentally, we knew he was fucked up, but he came back and was still just as dominant. You know what I'm saying? People forget that. Like, Jordan didn't just retire after 3 championships. He retired because his pops got killed. Like, that shit had to fuck with him. And they saying that they possibly thought it was because of a gambling debt that Michael had. I don't know if this is true or not, but it's just about degree of fucking difficulty.
So we need to see you struggle in order to appreciate your greatness.
Kobe came back after a rape charge and losing Shaq. You know what I'm saying? And people were saying, well, he can't do it without Shaq. Came back and won 2 more.
What does it say about us that we need to see that?
I don't think it's nothing. I just think that's life. We talked about it earlier. It's the whole Shakespearean effect. It's tragedy and then triumph. We need that tragedy, baby.
I think we don't want to truly believe in people's greatness because it makes us insecure.
I don't think so. I just think it makes you even more great when you have a story behind it. Like, you're not just dominant. Tom Brady beat the internet. Tom Brady was down 28-3 going into the 4th. No, was it the 4th or the end of the 3rd? I don't fucking remember. All I know is he was down 28-3 and that Michael Jordan face was on him, baby. That shit was on him. And he reversed that shit.
Wiped away those tears?
Whoa. Never seen it done, bro. Tom Brady's the only motherfucker that ever beat the internet. Ever. So I just think it's about degree of difficulty. We need tragedy and then triumph, bro. It's just that simple. Just that simple.
I think it has something to do with a reluctance on our part to give credit to people because it reminds us of our inferiority. But when we see somebody struggle, when we see somebody go down and out, like how we feel, and then come back from that situation, we can truly root for them.
Bro, why? Listen, it's so funny that everybody knows this. This is why we love Rocky.
Of course,
we love Rocky. Rocky always was tragedy and then triumph.
Yeah.
Bro, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan would be getting fucked up. Fucked up. Then all of a sudden, refs pulling one arm up, drop. 3rd arm up. We watched that shit for years.
Yeah.
The bullshit. And he had the stupidest finishing move in the world. A kick to the face and a fucking leg drop. With fucking in fucking people's lives. Every fucking time. We like tragedy over fucking triumph. That's what we like. That's why we like rap. Because all of these stories are guys from the hood who made it. That's what we like. We like 50 Cent getting shot 9 motherfucking times. We like Cardi B being a stripper from the Bronx. Now she got a bag and fixed her teeth. We like Tiffany Haddish's foster care stories. We like this. Tragedy over triumph wins every fucking time.
Because it doesn't make us feel inferior. It's like, oh, this person was like me at one point and they made it. Now I can make it. But if you're some rich, well-to-do motherfucker and then you already started succeeding.
Exactly.
It's like, in a weird way, we saw Tom Brady as that rich, privileged motherfucker. But we needed him down 25 points in the fourth quarter. Before we went, oh shit, this guy really is the greatest. He triumphed over an immense tragedy.
You're right, but you're wrong.
To finally give up the credit that he deserves.
You're right, but
you're wrong.
think
so.
And I'm gonna tell you why. 6th-round draft pick.
That's right.
So from the gate, he never got a shot. 6th-round draft pick, made the team. Drew Bledsoe had to get hurt.
Yeah, before he got the
shot. For
Brady
to get in.
Yeah. There is the 6th-round draft pick.
Brady, he got to a position where privileged motherfucker, model wife, this and that. But you still had that respect for him because number one, you know he loves the game.
Yeah.
Number two, you know he loves the game.
Takes it seriously.
And number two, he's a hardworking motherfucker.
Yeah.
And number three, he never makes excuses.
That's true.
That motherfucker never makes excuses.
But I gave Aaron Rodgers more credit than him last year. I was like, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league. And then I saw that fourth quarter comeback. And after seeing that, there is nothing you could say.
Nothing.
It is 100% undeniable. The best ever.
And he's 40.
Fuck him.
Fuck him, Chris.
And he's 40. He's 40. He's defying all odds.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be done at 39. Peyton had to get the fuck out of there.
That's true.
Peyton was almost dead.
That's true. That is true. White people, we age like bread.
Hey, man. Hey, well, I think that's it for this week. Sorry about last week, guys. We just had things to do.
Yo, I guess we were busy. What were you doing? You were doing VMAs or something? What were you doing?
I was in LA the whole week. I've been in LA every weekend for the past 3 weeks. I was out there for my troll show one weekend, and one weekend I was out there for the VMAs, and last weekend I had a couple meetings, and then I did Hip Hop Squares.
How was that?
That's a fun fucking show, bro. That's one of the most. That's a very fun show, and I think it's a very fun show because it's like 9 people there.
Right.
So like it was like Joe Budden was there, T.I. was there, Amanda Seales was there, Fat Joe was there. Yep. So it's just fun. Like we're just laughing, cracking jokes, and like we're with each other the whole day. DC Young Fly, like it's just fun. You know what I mean? It's like a camp.
Yeah.
So we're sharing these stories, we're sharing ideas, we're networking. Like, yo, we're gonna do some business together. Like it's just, it was just fun. I'm not gonna front. It was a very fun experience to do that.
So you think they did it right this time?
I mean, they on season 2. The last season had super high ratings. I mean, the shit. I mean, like yo, Hollywood Squares back in the day had real stars. I mean,
who's the center square this year?
When I was there, it was Fat Joe was the center square on some of the shows I did, and then Tisha Campbell Martin was the center square for a couple other shows.
That's what I felt like they did wrong with the MTV2 version. Is
they didn't have nobody up there. Like literally, they got real people up there that you fuck with. Like,
center square was Whoopi,
and then Joan Rivers at one point.
So. You have 2 immensely talented, witty motherfuckers because you know you're going to them every single time. Hip Hop Squares, in a way, it's almost like a late night show where you have the banter between the host and the host sidekick. And the host is kind of center square.
By the way,
that
show is not that show without D-Ray Davis. Say what D-Ray Davis is phenomenal. Bro.
Wait. He's the host.
He's the host.
Well, and that's another thing.
D-Ray Davis is a talented
he's a talent.
motherfucker. Like not only is he a good host, he's funny, he's smart, he's quick. Like I fuck with D-Ray. I actually told him that. Like I'm like, yo, D-Ray, I'm gonna be honest with you, this show ain't the show without you, bro.
Absolutely,
Like because the last host they have for Hip Hop Squares was trash. And he just wasn't witty and he wasn't funny. And like D-Ray is funny for real, and he's just quick, and he's a good host.
Yeah, but quickness is key with that show because if not, what happened with the first one is everybody was reading off the cards. It was just a scripted. It just felt so scripted. There was nothing natural.
Shit.
But when you get a DeRay or D-Ray, however you pronounce it, like D-Ray is is quick off his feet. Like if you say some little shit to him, he's gonna have a clap back. Boom.
The only problem with the Hip Hop Square is the acoustics in the room.
Why?
Because like you be yelling shit and nobody hear you. But then you got to realize like
you're mic'd.
I'm mic'd and I'm not talking to the crowd. You just got to know that on TV, they gonna hear me say this shit.
Well, you know what? Right? I'm not gonna lie. Your training in radio is the best for that. Because comics will play to the audience. You don't have a fucking audience to hear the response. So you're just playing. You're just saying whatever the fuck you want to say with no need for a reaction.
Just talking shit.
Comics can get in their head.
That's what DC said. Yeah, DC said that. DC was like, man, I need to see this reaction, man, when they hear me. And I'm like, I'm just out here shooting, baby. I'm shooting.
Kobe don't look at the crowd.
I'm shooting. Who the fuck what? They what? Crowd did what?
Let's pay this bill, and then we'll talk about DACA, and then get out of here. All right. Thanks again to Squarespace for supporting today's episode of Brilliant Idiots, man. Whatever that big idea might be, count on Squarespace to help you create an eye-catching online platform that brings it to life. Whether you need a portfolio to showcase your work, or a store to sell your products, services, or a blog to share your ideas, Squarespace gives you everything you need to look like an expert right from the start. Plus, with Squarespace award-winning templates, creating a beautiful website is simple and intuitive process. You can add and arrange your content and feature with click of a mouse. Did you know you could do that, Charlamagne?
Nope.
Man, you can. And there's nothing to install, patch, or upgrade ever.
But if you do have a question, Squarespace's award-winning 24/7 customer support can help you with any problem. No matter how technical or trivial seeming, think of them as your very own IT department, okay? So make your next move and start your free trial at squarespace.com today. Enter offer code IDIOT to get 10% off your first purchase. Again, that's offer code IDIOT at squarespace.com.
All right, DACA.
So, DACA, no long taka.
So DACA, two conversations with DACA, right? One, what is Trump's goal? And it's very...
He's trying to appease his fan base.
Absolutely. Is completely appeasing his
Keeping promises, baby.
So Trump, what is Trump's goal with DACA? I want to appease my fan base by seeming anti-immigrant or being anti-immigrant. I want to eliminate Obama's legacy. Trump has worked really hard to eliminate anything Obama has brought to place. And DACA, for people who don't understand, is an executive order that protects child immigrants, right? So children that have came here that don't have legal status, what they can do is use this DACA thing to essentially get a 2-year legal status, and they can renew it every 2 years, and it gives them the ability to work. So it gives them essentially like a work visa. So they're not a citizen or a green card holder, but they do have legal protection within the United States of America. And realistically, they should, because a lot of these DACA kids came here illegally with their parents very young, but they don't speak Spanish. Where
are they going to go, bro?
Exactly. Where are they going to go?
You talk about sending them back. Where are they going to go? Where are you deporting them to some foreign land?
That they don't even speak the language of? They don't
probably been there.
Exactly. Now, the third thing that fits into Trump's goal, which is very important to talk about, is this is a reaction to an impending lawsuit from the attorney generals who think DACA is unconstitutional. Now, these attorney generals who were elected officials around the United States are basically saying to Trump, hey, this is an unconstitutional executive order that Obama put in place. We will sue you if you don't reenact or redact it or whatever the word is to get rid of it, essentially.
Why is it unconstitutional, though?
Because it is a president's job to enforce the law, but not make it, right? So what Obama essentially did is he made a law. He created this law through executive order, and hardline constitutionalists will say that's not what a president is supposed to do. It's what Congress is supposed to do. Congress is supposed to make a law, and then it's up to the president to enforce it, to say, yes, I will agree with this law, I will sign it into law and make sure
that we enforce it. Doesn't this have to happen now, though? Doesn't Congress have to fucking approve that?
Well,
that's what Trump's trying to do.
That's what Trump is. That is how he's protecting himself, right? What he's saying is, all I want is this to be a real law. You don't really want that. You just want to appease your fan base. That being said, if he takes away DACA, it will go to Congress, and then hopefully Congress will pass an actual law, not an executive order, that protects these immigrants that are here under DACA.
Trump still looks like a hero because he tried.
So Trump appeases his fan base, right? And then also he can take credit for the actual law that comes to fruition if Congress does approve of it. And it's actually good that this becomes a law, because you don't want a situation where every president that comes in has the potential to get rid of your legal status as an immigrant. If I'm an immigrant that's using DACA, I want Congress to make that shit in stone. Oh, I can stay here no matter what. Boom, good. I don't have to worry every 4 years.
But suppose a Republican Congress doesn't.
Why would they not? First of all, why would you want? Why? This is my thing. Why do we want to get rid of immigrants? Why? Why do we want to get rid of immigrants?
They're taking jobs from white people. What are you talking about?
White people don't want to do these jobs.
Yeah.
That's just the truth to the matter.
Nah, they're taking jobs away from
white
middle
people
class
don't
white
want
people.
to do these jobs. White people, man, listen, there's just certain things white people are not going to do. There's just certain things black people are not going to do, and that's why the Mexicans are doing it. Let's just keep it all the way 100 and stop with the bullshit.
Bro, I mean, this is the history of America, right? Like the Irish came here, and we were like, yo, listen, we don't want to build these railroads. Chinese, Irish, I'll build that shit. And then you can be American. And they were like, all right, bet. I mean, so this is the history. This is what's going on.
What are we doing, man?
I'm with you. You know me, I'm 100% supportive of immigrant. My mom is an immigrant, you know what I mean? Speaking Spanish, I really got to speak to a lot of these Mexican immigrants that came in here.
Bro, we're all immigrants.
Right. Facts.
Like we're all immigrants.
Fact. But some of us are further removed from it than others, you know what I mean?
Yeah, some of us got it a little bit before everybody else and say, this is our shit. All right, niggas?
Yeah. All I'm saying is it's an interesting situation. Clearly Trump is trying to appease his fan base or whatever, or appease his base. But in reality, DACA is unconstitutional. And Obama, the person who made the executive order, has even said in a speech he is against it. Like I have this clip that I got up that I sent to us on the text message. But this is before he ever. This is before.
He's against what, DACA?
Yeah.
So why did he implement it? Why would he implement something that he's against?
Because.
And he was attacked by the left for DACA, too. I mean, there were a lot of people on the left who felt it wasn't nearly enough, and it was kind of a compromise.
So listen.
That I can just suspend deportations.
So yeah, real quick. A lot of people on the left don't like the executive order of DACA, but support the bill that Congress would pass for DACA. So that's the confusion. Like, by saying you don't want an executive order doesn't mean that you don't want immigrants here. It just means you want America to function the way that it's supposed to function.
You want a law.
Exactly. Which is Congress
law.
creates the laws, not the
president. They also want a more comprehensive that's going to provide more rights.
Sure. But here's the situation. The same people saying to Trump, hey, you can't just go bomb Syria without Congress's approval, are also saying, hey, Obama, you can't just make a law, an executive order, and let it be there.
What did he say?
So this is what Obama said in 2008 in 2011 in regards to this.
With respect to the notion that I can just suspend deportations through executive order, that's just not the case because there are laws on the books that Congress has passed. And I know that everybody here at Bell is studying hard, so you know that we've got 3 branches of government. Congress passes the law. The executive branch's job is to enforce and implement those laws. And then the judiciary has to interpret the laws. There are enough laws on the books by Congress that are very clear in terms of how we have to enforce our immigration system, that for me to simply, through executive order, ignore those congressional mandates would not conform with my appropriate role as president.
So he's basically saying that.
He's basically saying what he did was wrong.
He put a Band-Aid on it.
Yeah.
But now this is, I think, before he established DACA.
Yeah.
Right?
But DACA's a Band-Aid. Everybody knows it.
Right.
So why wouldn't they just pass a legit law? Like, why would they
just
just
hot
put
potato, man? Nobody wants to touch it. Everybody knows that you can't. There are 800,000 people this affects. Everyone knows you can't round up 800,000 people. 800,000 people who are contributing to society, working jobs, paying taxes, homeowners.
Right. It's something else going on, man.
It's it's a dog whistle.
It's got to be something else going on.
It's a dog whistle.
It's got to be some type
whistle.
of distraction for something, bro.
Well, no. Here's the issue, right? It's a voting issue, right? And nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to do it because there's a 2018 election coming up. Right. And immigration is a hot button topic. People on the right are anti-immigration. People on the left are pro.
All these motherfuckers are anti-immigration, but I bet you if you go see who cutting their goddamn lawns,
it ain't no white dude.
It's Hurricane Jose.
Ain't a black dude.
Okay.
Bringing their food out.
Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about?
Facts. I don't even like going to countries without Mexicans. It's awful.
Right.
So the reality of the matter is, it's more of a political issue than it is like an emotional one. Does that make sense? Like the congressmen don't want to lose their seats in Congress, so they're like, oh shit, let's not pass this law just yet. I gotta win my seat in 2018. I'm not trying to lose my seat because I'm seeming pro-immigrant.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's hard for me to look deep into these things because every time it's some type of heat coming on the Trump or the administration, they do something to make us start talking about something else.
Well, you know what this is? Where's the wall? We haven't gotten a wall yet.
With the wall, how about North Korea?
Facts.
How about just dragging your feet on Hurricane Harvey?
Sure,
you know,
sure.
it's all kind of different shit.
The troubling shit is the pardon he gave to that sheriff.
The pardon to the sheriff. Oh my God!
Because
the pardon to the sheriff.
That was the signal. That was the signal to everyone in his administration. Yo, when this gets really hot, that was a test run.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens if I just pardon somebody who has no business being pardoned.
Yeah.
And does it shut everything down?
Well,
nope. Okay. Now we know we can do that. So Jared, don't worry. All these guys, General whoever,
Gucci. Yeah,
we got you.
So here's the problem.
That sheriff wasn't sexy enough, though. Like, that's the thing, too.
It's a test run.
Yeah, but people, I don't even think a lot of people even know what that sheriff was about. You know what I'm saying?
I've been to Arizona a few times doing shows, and he is notorious in Arizona. It's kind of hilarious what he sent up. He essentially sent up a tent prison, and
it's hilarious unless you're one of the guys in his concentration camp.
Everybody in Arizona
didn't have an air conditioner. A guy in there offering cock rings?
No, and listen, there was no cum guzzling internet.
Right.
None of that shit. No, but so what he did though, on some real shit, nobody in Arizona drunk drives.
Okay, great.
And I'll tell you this why. And I mean, motherfuckers take this shit seriously to the heart. If you drunk drive or if you're caught DUI, immediate 3-day sentence in the tent prison. Non-negotiable. If you blow over or whatever
so
it is.
So you're telling me Barkley, who got arrested DUI in Arizona, went to the tent
Was this
prison.
before Arpaio put it out there?
I feel like he's had that up for like 10 years, and I feel Barkley's DUI was within that time.
I don't know if it was. I'm not actually. All I'm saying is mandatory. Nothing you could do about it. And what they do is they let you leave to go to work, and then you got to go back there and sleep.
Yikes.
But it's not about DUIs, man. It's about him rounding up and targeting and profiling Hispanics.
That's
and putting them in these fucking
I want to know what
camps.
fucking Spanish person hurt Donald Trump's heart. Somebody gave him some bad guacamole or something. Yo. Like it's like something. Like what the fuck, man? Why does he hate Mexicans so much?
You know why he does? Because this guy is a complete opportunist, and all he cares about is appeasing the people who fuck with him. And here's the thing that happened: the left is so anti-Trump and reactionary. It doesn't matter what Trump does, it's wrong. Trump's like, I'm going to give $1 million to Houston. He's like, but you were going to give $5 million to find out if Obama had a real birth certificate. Like, no matter what Trump does, the knee-jerk reaction is to hate on him. So he's basically in this political situation where he doesn't have to care about the left at all.
Well, see, this is my problem.
All he does is say and do things that appease his base because he knows he's not getting a single person from the other side.
He's already wrote us off.
I don't have a problem with the left always saying Donald Trump is wrong because most of the time
he is.
Right. I have a problem with the right not saying anything at all.
Right.
That's my problem. Right. Like, how do you come back from this if you're a real conservative? If you're a real conservative who has traditional conservative values,
Paul
and
Ryan,
you sat back and watched all of this shit go down.
I'll tell you
how do you repair
Mitch
your
McConnell,
party?
I'll tell you how. You ready?
How?
Do you think Ezekiel Elliott should be suspended?
No, I'm a Cowboy fan.
Right.
That's how. You just described the conservative party. They're like, hey, it's fucked up about these immigrants, but they opening the coal mines again, right?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Show.
They opening them shits.
Listen, that sounds good, but you could lose a lot of people, yo. You could lose a lot of people because if you're a conservative, like I've been talking to like people I know who are conservatives, like Republicans, not even on this alt-right shit, support Donald Trump. People who didn't even support Trump. Yep. They're like, this got me looking at my whole party funny.
Yep.
Like I don't know what I'm gonna vote in 2018. I don't know what I'm gonna vote in 2020. And I don't know if they're being for real about this.
They lying to your ass.
Maybe not.
Charlemagne, and I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna say this because I love you as a brother. They're looking at you as a black dude that is very liberal, and they're like, I'm not gonna say my real political leanings because I talked to some of these motherfuckers, and they are cool with this shit.
Listen, I'll tell you the difference though. But look at the approval rating. And everybody knows Donald Trump's approval rating will never fall below 29% because it's 29% hardcore, not even the base, 29% hardcore conservative Republicans who are going to vote Republican no matter what. He's there. Like now. All he got left is the hardcore conservative Republican.
That's all he needs because not everybody votes.
Yeah, that's true. And
it's listen, they're not dumb. They know that they only need a small fraction of the country to come out and vote. And they will vote with a fervor for this motherfucker that we've never seen before.
Maybe, or because this could be to the left's advantage too.
Now the left is fractured and divided, which is another conversation.
Why do you think the left is more fractured and divided than the right?
Because they are. Because
Why? No, I need a reason. You can't just say they are. Why?
Because the fact is the centrist neoliberals are still going to try to push a centrist candidate for president or some of the Senate and Congress. People out of the Hillary.
How do we know that, though? I'm thinking next year. I'm thinking 2020 is the year for a super wild card.
Right, but then you have
the
Bernie faction, which is not giving up and is going to fight that, and then you have the anti-fast faction, which is even left of the Bernie guys, and they're all going to strangle each other. So I don't know who's going to.
So you don't see that in the right now? You don't see like these alt-right guys, the regular traditional conservatives?
The Tea Party was able to rally around a couple of people, and then they took over the more centrist Republicans.
I think what y'all not taking into consideration is the rise of the alt-right and the fact that it's some people that don't want nothing to do with that shit. Like, that shit makes that whole party look crazy. That shit ain't no Tea Party shit. These are just some straight up racist, bigoted motherfuckers.
But the option is for them what? Not to vote or to go to when the Democrats are going to go more left. Those people are never going to go Democrat.
Here's the thing with what Chris was saying. I think he does have a point. The right is fractured. The left is just more fractured.
Right. The right's fractured in
so the left
2.5 parts.
So the left is like 4. The left is a piece of wood, and you just took an axe to it and chopped it in half. Sorry, the right is a piece of wood. You took an axe to it, chopped it in half. The left is a window, and you threw a rock at that bitch. And there's little pieces all over. So just to put it in perspective, you have the alt-right, which is pretty small in terms of voting numbers, and then you have the Trump conservatives, which is huge. And there are even some of those people who are lying and saying, "Oh, Trump is whack," whatever. There are even some of those people who are willing to look past all the fuck shit that he's doing, because there's some nice tax rules, or because he's got some different real estate things that bend, because it benefits them. So more people fall into it. The left, on the other hand, you have the Bernies, you have Antifa, which is even crazier than Bernie. You have the centrists, like you were saying, the more Clinton-esque, typical liberal, maybe the Cory Bookers, right?
Exactly.
But Antifa hates those motherfuckers. The Bernies hate
but Bernie's not even on the left, though. I think people forget Bernie's was an independent. Like, he ran Democrat.
But now he's super left. So what I'm saying is, so the left is so separated and hateful, and they have no values that they can hold on, because on some real shit, Antifa doesn't have Do you not like violence, or are you supportive of violence? Is violence okay sometimes? They're not principled enough. There's nothing they could come together on the left.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that the left is fractured. I just think the left lost, and I think that when you got a prime candidate like Hillary Clinton, who's probably the most qualified person to ever run for president, lose to a reality show star, it's like, it would have been like if McGregor beat motherfucking Mayweather. But you don't say, now we wouldn't be sitting there saying Mayweather was whack this whole time. He's not one of the best ever because he got one loss or whatever. Like, we wouldn't be saying that. I just think that they lost. That's it. And now we're looking like, well, who's next for 2020? Now, do they have a viable candidate for 2020? That may be up for debate. But do the Republicans have a viable candidate for 2020?
They don't need it. They have a sitting president.
Trump's going to be 75.
Don't matter.
They got
a sitting president. Here's my question to you. What
if Trump gets impeached?
Never happening.
Not going to happen. But here's my question to you.
Why do y'all think he's not going to get impeached?
He's not going to get impeached. But let me ask you this question.
On the Republicans
who runs? What is a value that the left is fighting for together that isn't simply anti-Trump? What is
it should be universal health care. Should be the foundation of it.
I think, this is the thing.
But that's already in existence. We already have the universal.
We do not have universal health care.
We have Obamacare.
Single payer, man.
Listen,
single payer.
Unless I'm tripping, the single thing that's going to bring people together is fucking humanity. The world is fucked up. People are divided.
You're 100% right. Like, it's just not a votable political
I don't
issue.
know. I'm going to be honest with you, right? The way that we've...
It's like Ronald Reagan said.
When have we ever seen America look like this?
Never in my
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe
this is something different,
maybe
bro.
68, 67.
I wasn't here.
Bro.
I wasn't.
1859.
We weren't here.
When Martin Luther King Jr. was killed and the Kennedys were killed.
What year were you born, Chris?
I'm a student of history. I was born in 70.
No, he's 100% right.
I'm saying when I'm for us.
Yeah, for us, no, this is it.
So for me, my energy vibration is off. I see a lot of people's energy vibration is off.
For sure.
I think motherfuckers is, right now, I think people are even looking past policy. Motherfuckers is concerned about good and evil and right and wrong right now.
But
and there's a lot of motherfuckers that don't want this shit.
Yo, what you're saying, I think we could all agree with. I think is 100% accurate. But what wins elections and what lost Hillary the election is is stances on issues. Hillary didn't have a stance on any issue. She just went, I'm not Trump.
Say that.
Let me just get the point out, Chris. Let me get the point out, Chris. She just said, I'm not Trump. I'm not this guy. This guy's a bad guy. What are you going to do about immigration? Well, I'm not going to do what that guy Trump said. What are you going to do about healthcare? Well, I'm not going to do what that guy Trump said.
But think about this, though.
Real quick, what we need, need somebody on the left, right, that regardless of the reaction, as strong, like Obama was strong and
Obama was a centrist.
Can I finish a fucking sentence, Chris?
Come on, man. Look who's talking.
What Obama was a strong and principled Democrat. And we need who had opinions on exactly what he wanted. And we need, because that's what the right has, regardless if you like those opinions, they have them. We need someone on the left who is a strong and principled left-wing person, kind of similar to Bernie, who just has strong and principled values. This is what I want. I want $15 minimum wage.
Strong and principled values.
I want this.
Strong and principled values.
You want a younger Bernie.
And a humane, strong and principled values and a humane side.
Sure.
Because everything that Hillary said about Trump
was accurate.
Came true. We didn't know that in that moment. In that moment, motherfuckers was like, she's just a left. She's just, whatever.
Yep.
No, he's been worse. Do you realize it hasn't been a year? He's been worse. He's been worse than we could ever fucking imagine. So yes, if you have a Democrat that comes in strong, principled values, but also humane, saying we got to bring the country together.
Absolutely.
We need to be united.
We need a Democrat who doesn't mention Trump's name. This is what I would tell the Democratic Party. This is what I would tell the Democratic Party for the time being. Don't say a single word about Trump. Only talk about your policy. Walk up and say, what do we want to do with immigration? Say exactly what we want to do with healthcare. Say exactly what we want to do with foreign policy. Say these things without mentioning Trump. Don't even bring him up. Give me something to latch on to. Be a leader. A leader doesn't go, well, that guy's the asshole. A leader goes, I have the ideas. I can take you to the promised land, and I will take you
I'm going to tell you who to watch. Watch Kamala Harris show.
Sure.
Watch Kamala Harris because she has principles. She has ideas. She has opinions.
Yeah.
And she told the left, you got to stop being so soft. And she uses foul language sometimes. And she was like, if this is what you're upset about, then you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
Word up.
I mean,
watch her. And she's a woman. And she's
a minority.
Black.
Good.
And she's married to a white man.
Ooh. Golden ticket, baby.
I'm telling you.
Watch the senator from New York, too. Gillibrand. I think she's good, too.
So what's her name?
Gillibrand.
Gillibrand. Yeah.
Is she Asian, Chris? Why you just threw her name in there all of a sudden?
Gillibrand.
Beautiful white lady.
But here's the issue that's interesting. You have certain people that are going to be I forgot exactly what I was going to say. But you have certain people who are willing, like maybe Kamala is willing to be principled and willing to say what we're going to talk about. Like when Muhammad came around, he didn't say, hey guys, I'm not a Jewish guy. I'm not Jesus. I'm not any of these guys. Follow me. He said, no, I'm the son of God. These are what I think. This is what God is telling me. And you should believe in what I believe in. And this is my belief systems. Read this book. You see what I'm saying? He wasn't reflecting all these other people. He was saying who the fuck he is. You need to have that. When Martin came around, he's saying what his principles are, who he was, right? Malcolm, these are the principles that I have. Follow me. Don't talk about these other motherfuckers. Say who you are.
I agree with all that, but I'm going to tell you something, man. We're having this conversation based off the fact that Donald Trump's only been in the White House, 5 months, maybe? 6 months?
Shit.
Bro, the way he's going... In another 3 years, we might be begging to get this motherfucker out the White House. Like we don't know where this shit could go.
I'm begging to get him out now.
But that's what I'm saying. Like we don't this shit can only progressively get worse. So it's like I don't even think come 2020 we're going to be it's not going to be up for debate. Like I'm going to be honest with you, if Donald Trump makes it 4 years, I'll be surprised.
Bet on it.
Listen, man, I think
he'll make it 8.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he'll make it 8.
I don't see how.
And the more that the left gets upset, the more that the left cries, the more that the left bitches. This Antifa situation only helps Trump's base. Like the more the left is aggravated, the more the right rallies behind him.
I'd like to have someone on to discuss Antifa because I think it's an interesting topic.
You know, it's only a matter of time for Donald Trump really, really implodes, even with people on the right? Like he's going to do something that causes everybody's bottom line to be fucked up.
I don't think so, and I think he's also willing to do something else to distract from that, and that's my biggest.
Like what?
Fear.
Go to war?
Yeah, that's my biggest fear.
That's the only thing that keeps Donald Trump in the White House for 8 years. If he goes to war.
Yeah, but you see,
that's the only thing.
And I think he would do it because he's willing to appease anything.
And by the way, if you look at his old tweets, this is the most interesting thing that nobody's paying attention to. Those old tweets he was putting out 3-4 years ago apply to him now.
Right.
The shit he would say about Barack applies to him. He was like, there's no way Barack gets a second term unless he goes to war with a major country. Like, what? Like,
he knows the strategy.
Well, I don't see it, man.
I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong.
I believe in America way too much to think that he'd be in the White House for 8 years without a World War III, bro.
I think that's very. I've been doing a lot of reading about post-nuclear World War II and what people's expectations were for a nuclear future. And it was, we're going to evolve politically, we're going to evolve socially, because we now understand that these weapons are so powerful, we have no choice but to evolve. We're devolving. We're going in the wrong direction. It's very scary.
You're saying we need a nuclear disaster to realize this ain't nothing, no game?
No, I think the fact that he was even willing to tweet about it just as a bargaining chip is incredibly dangerous.
Did you see what he tweeted yesterday?
I think what you're saying actually makes sense. I think what you're saying makes sense in that, you know, every once in a while, your parents need to spank you so you remember there's repercussions for actions. Maybe we're too far removed from World War II. We're too far removed from a nuclear
too arrogant,
attack.
and maybe America don't think that they can get motherfucking hit up.
But that's the difference.
Did you see him tweet yesterday, we're giving Japan and South Korea weapons?
Yeah, we should.
You don't want to go down this path, man.
Why? like this shit.
You don't want to go there.
The thing I hate about Trump is he's the main motherfucker that would always say Democrats always tell their hand.
Yeah.
Who tells their hand more than this motherfucker? He's just a fucking hypocrite. I don't fuck with that crack ass crack.
We don't want it. We think we want it, or we think we can bluff it. We don't want a little teeny piece of it, man.
No.
What World War you're saying?
Anything that could possibly go nuclear.
I'll tell you what the real World War is about to be.
Sacramento?
The real World War is about to be
India.
about our artificial intelligence. And some people are starting to talk about it right now, but you're going to see countries making major moves in AI, and the first country that makes the move in AI is the country that's going to rule the world, baby.
Oh, it's over, baby. You ain't got nothing on RoboCop. When RoboCop dropping out
what country you think is going to be that one?
It better be us, but if Russia makes
China!
My kid's already got the Mandarin, baby.
China!
Don't worry, I'm going to give your kids a good job. I'm going to put in a word with my kids for your kids
China,
right
baby.
now.
Chris so ready to be not American, yo. This dude's so ready.
I'm going to put in a word.
Motherfuckers going to be hacking Xbox controllers and PlayStation controllers trying to control these robots that's invading Earth.
Real talk, I've been getting my Xbox hacked by Chinatown dudes for years. You telling me they not getting AI already, bro?
I can't promise anything, but I'm going to put in a word.
Shit. You bring your shit to the white dude and they're like, hey, do you know how to put a chip in this? They're like, I'm not
Y'all
really.
better stop going to Chinatown just for Chinese food. Y'all better buy you a goddamn apartment out there, okay?
Hey, man.
When that AI come here and wipe out every place for Chinatown, you
need to be like, nah, Ling hooked my Xbox back in 2008. Bro, I fucks with you guys.
What member of the Breakfast Club are you? Yee! I'm Yee! Yee! Yee!
Angela Yee? No, that's somebody made that name up. Yee. I don't know. That's some white people shit. The patriarchy. The patriarchy did it to me.
Listen, as always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent,